Oh, that was a tree.
All right, SpongeBob.
No.
Say hello, internet.
Hello, internet.
Yeah, don't keep that energy we just had 3 minutes ago. Yeah.
Well, you killed it with SpongeBob.
What? Yeah. SpongeBob was great.
We're all spend internet, and you were not here for it.
I'm just looking at my notes, trying to figure out where we were.
I mean, I don't like SpongeBob.
There was like waterworks, right?
The reference. It was topical.
Wait, does that mean were we in the sewers? Is that what that means?
If you will.
There's no sewers.
There's no sewers in San
Yes, there
Felipe.
is. No, there absolutely. Yeah, oh yeah.
It's where the horses and Iceland
It's in the waterworks. It goes and connects to the cliffside. Right.
Oh yes, I remember what you're talking about now. Okay, yeah, all right.
Because we were going along the tunnel. We were trying to keep people from escaping. We mostly managed to catch up to them, but there are other boats going
that had escaped.
And I traced a guy who's on a boat that they're fleeing to. So now we know where the boat is, and that's we're just gonna go kill more people over there. I guess it's like what.
What we do. It's our bread and butter.
Yeah, you know.
I think we popped up into a square out from underneath that sewer, and I grabbed a Correo and tried to scramble the jets.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Basically blocked the bay so that the ship has to remain where it is.
There's also a couple of guys that are embedded in the walls down there now.
Yeah.
Yep, we may or may not come back for that.
Yeah. It's not
Metal's on fire. No one's surprised.
I believe you left one alive.
She's feeling hot. Sorry.
Yeah, there was definitely one that was bound and gagged for questioning later.
There's one that got knocked out in the boat.
Yeah.
That Jimena terrorized.
I mean, he started it.
Well,
it's true.
I'm not saying they didn't deserve it.
Fights, but I can finish them.
So we're taking this boat that we just... Wait, no, that one's on fire. Do we have a boat, I guess, and we go after them?
I mean, there's more boats ahead. We know some people have left. This boat is kind of on fire.
Yeah, it's, been smashed in places and probably missing a mast or whatever. I don't know. No, it's a boat.
It was
water.
It was like
it's not the dinghy. The tunnel is not...
You're going to have sails in the waterway underground.
I mean, they could be fancy. I don't know.
Collapse them. It's
so
possible,
funny.
but it's silly.
Surprise, you're not playing the Goonies. There's a ship.
The whole pirate ship?
Yep.
Don't worry, One-Eyed Willie. I'll get you home.
So, do we get there? Do I need to roll something?
Genia's reopened...
Oh, that's right.
The ways you have a captive that you now must carry with you. Somebody is tied up and gagged and very passed out. Marcus and his crew will offer...
We'll strap him to Marcus.
You hear the sound of boots behind you, and Marcus and his crew mention that they will cover the rear.
I'll introduce you to the concept of a magic hammock. Go.
Yep, basically. This sack looks really comfortable. I'm just gonna climb in it and have a nap.
I mean, that sounds nice.
Right.
Naps are good.
I've thought about this mid-work day plenty of times. So yes, the waterway is now back open. You have a captive with you. Up ahead, you hear the sound of boats moving about the waterway, and shockingly, after the cacophony that you've made, you hear the oars hitting the water just that much harder. There's a little bit of a haste to get out of this fucking tunnel.
So far the magic I have used is light and the terraforming.
Yep, because you closed up
the walls, yeah.
The room and the walls. Well, you closed up the walls on a couple people, but you also closed up the room so they couldn't leave.
Yeah.
While the murder train stopped at the station, so
But I was also a wolf earlier.
Yep.
Can I still use my animal transformation, or do I need a new hero point for
because we had to pause mid scene last time, I will say this is still the same scene. So yes, your effect is still active.
So I will.
It seems silly to restart it while you were in the middle of the action.
Right. Mm-hmm. I will hawk and go ahead to try to stop the people ahead of us.
All right. Those of you engaging in pursuit, roll me, and let's go with an athletics roll, depending on which way you're going. Jimena will assume you're taking the pathways on the side. Some of you may want to take the waterway, but it will slow you down. You're taking the air because...
Can I heal a critical wound, or is that...
Oh, I do have some athletics.
Yes,
Oh, look at that.
I'll allow you to do that.
Also, before you roll your things, roll a d10.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Let's see who gets that bonus hero point this
Roll, roll
I had
our
a 2.
1!
subsidized 7C lottery.
So 3's the highest so far.
Yeah. What you got?
I'll make you roll at least one fucking die every
That's
session.
right.
Loading. I'm walking to the table that has all my D10s.
You're welcome. At least you get to use one.
Is this a resolve with this athletics?
Well, you don't have to do it because you're flying.
Yeah, you're flying, so you don't need to roll.
I'd like to brawn plus athletics.
Oh, yeah.
I was also talking to Glenn. What are we rolling?
Just roll 1d10.
Just roll your 1d10.
1d10.
Oh, just the one for the beginning.
Yeah.
7.
Amanda gets it.
You get an extra hero point. Congrats.
There you go.
It was
And by the
supposed to
way,
be me.
Amanda, because I now remember and realize you were not with us
Nope.
at last session.
Oh, oops.
We're fighting people underground in the water.
In a sense, it was discovered that tunnels through Rethold's newly bought company might have been given access to people in the city, including that hit squad that almost killed Salvadora. So that's how they've been sneaking into town. So the team has snuck in those tunnels and are now in the waterworks below the city going for the coast because there's a boat with bad people in it. So, Yvene, I'll let you poof into existence at any point here.
Yvene, be poofing.
Can I be finessed?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm indecisive.
Jimena's at a point where like you can probably like Naruto run on the water and not even use the path.
I forgot to set one.
I mean, I'm just like somebody operate this boat. I'm gonna stand here.
Is the boat still...
I can't exactly do a lot. I'm chasing someone.
Is the boat still functional?
Yeah, I will say like you can put the fire. It's a little singed,
Okay.
but it's workable.
All right. Won't be the first. Won't be the last.
It's blackened.
Then yes, I will. I will put my
Your brawn into rowing this
my
boat.
brawn and athletics will be put to use. Which I do a little neck crack.
Right.
And a little shoulder roll, and I'm like, yes, I remember this. Okay, hold on, Marilena.
I have a specific mental image for this, and it will require some explaining because I don't know how many of you are familiar with this. It's very well known in France and where I'm from. There's this like cartoon character called Asterix, which is
I love it.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
And it's so
They
it's
made
like
a new movie.
it's ancient Gauls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Obelix, the big guy, like has permanent super strength potion effect because he fell into
into
it
the
as
pot
a
as a
baby.
kid, yeah.
And there's a very famous scene in the cartoon where like they're in the boats like chasing some Romans, and he's rowing and the boat just keeps like
skipping the
flopping
water.
up and up the water.
That's about to happen. There's a lot of tens.
And then I got an 8.
Oh, see, there you go.
I love it.
You can run, like I said, like you can almost run across the surface of the water.
To maintain or no?
Roll me your resolve empathy to keep your ping, while Rethold basically. Apparently, this is a trend. Like Rethold rows a boat with you in it, or he carries you on his back.
Somebody carries me.
While you're the team's radar system.
Melee's got a support caster, so I'm here for it. Yeah, that's 12 raises.
Sometimes I'm yelling directions into the darkness so they get to other people.
So not only do I have that power, but I am able to. It looks like a speedboat. Just each draw, and then it slows and slows.
You kind of have to shift your grip on the oars a little bit because one of them got singed. You're like, I'm gonna break this fucker. Like, let me shift a little bit.
No, I do that shit where it's the rudder, and I'm just one-handed alternating paddle,
just butterflying. Yep.
I'm impressed. I could not do that.
Or I'm just fucking
grabbing speed.
Yep.
I'm mullinaying the oars.
Not a lot of twos. That's not what you want.
I had multiple 9s, and it was really.
The nines are just depressing.
Yeah.
You know, on the good side, I only have.
Aww.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's how you really feel.
In good news, I only have 2 dice under 5, but that also means that the 7s are kind of like, haha, look at all this value. That now just counts for 5. Enjoy, and you're like, okay, well.
Figured that out.
Evine, would you like to take any action in this scenario? There's a boat now skipping across the water like a stone. Jimena's just taken off.
Join me, Evine. That way you can see. As soon as you can see something, you can just
noise
go to
happening.
the Hanna-Barbera.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Speedy Gonzalez likes my sister. Speedy Gonzalez likes everybody's sister. That's like the one line from a Speedy Gonzalez cartoon.
Not problematic at all.
That I always
That's
remember.
Yeah, 9? That's not bad.
Beautiful.
That's right. Speedy Gonzalez was problematic. His fucking cousin was doubly fucking problematic.
The lazy one with the sarape.
The
slow one?
Yeah.
I love how everyone's family in every cartoon is just extra fucked.
Yep.
So when you start with a character that's already not okay, it just cranks it up.
That cousin was like constantly like waking up. He was like completely lethargic. Because
This character is what Trump thinks every Mexican is.
Basically, right.
It's like, were you aware that Mexicans are lazy? That's why they do all of our farm labor.
Mm-hmm.
I love that if you watch some of these cartoons nowadays, like there's a screen at the beginning these were done at a very specific time in history.
Like, that's like on
already,
Disney Plus.
Yeah, if they hadn't already pulled
like
it from HBO, it would have that disclaimer.
Yeah.
That have like the this has depictions of like it's like it was wrong then and it's wrong now, but rather than take it out, we would like to like
it's preserved because
it's like we've preserved it as is, right? But
so that you can talk about it. Like
I watched Third Man on the Mountain, which is the movie that the Matterhorn ride is based off of, which is about the actual climbing of the Matterhorn, and surprisingly, little problematic other than your good old fashioned misogyny and patriarchy.
Other of the subject matter itself, right?
But the Swiss at that time weren't. They were just being Swiss, so you're kind of like, okay,
yeah.
Could be worse.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
So
Evine.
Thank you.
Following
Yes, please.
in order to scope shadows to pop into.
Oh yeah. It's a tunnel in the waterways.
Come, Evine. We're hunting the king.
Haunting him?
Whatever. This is a channel.
Channel.
It's a tunnel with a channel in it.
Tonight.
Let's go with the finesse athletics.
Anybody else want more watermelon?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Because it's not so much about you can find plenty of shadows to pop in and out. It's basically just moving fast enough to,
what do you smell, cat? Bye.
What do you smell with your special nose?
She like stopped and was like, was smelling the air.
The vibe's off tonight.
Smell the human.
And then became rapidly disinterested.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right. Shoot my cat.
Yeah, I don't miss high school.
What? Oh,
she
became
put her nose in her hair and then...
Yeah, became okay.
Became rapidly
I see now.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony. Okay.
I'm sorry, Rabbit, did I talk over what you heard to roll, or you...
I'm still rolling. Adding.
That's right.
Yeah, because he shows up unexpectedly.
That's right. Precisely at the right time.
Bristol just never late. Nor is he early. That's
Fucking-
precisely what he means.
Fucking level 25 bard bullshit. What actual spells do you have, motherfucker? Light?
I mean, technically speaking, he's a demigod, but
Yeah.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
DF.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Because
he's one of the
13
Maya.
successes.
13.
13, alright.
Ooh.
Yes, definitely.
She beat you.
I rolled
Yeah.
2 10s, and then I rolled
You will.
another 10 with reroll of the
There you
10.
go. You can keep pace.
Yeah, because the
And out
thing
of
you roll,
shadows.
she probably has more points than me. I only have 3 in athletics.
Because this is an MMO party and everybody has his own mount. You all have your different movement types.
Yeah.
I'm fucking Andre the Giant over here. It's just all brawn. I don't have any skill, actually.
Yep.
So
Anybody
my
wanna do
mount
that?
is a boat
Rethel.
and Rethel.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Rethold's mount is Jenya.
And mine is Sebastian Law.
As we've established, the dog is just an
You're going to need a
accessory.
bridle him because you'll just slide off otherwise.
The dog
He's
is just
bald.
an accessory to it.
I thought there was a hitch.
Hey.
That's
You
all
gotta have
good.
one
A
installed.
saddle horn, if you will.
That's
Right.
all you get from me.
That's right. There's a harness. All right. We'll move this along before there's too many details for Lisa's.
Details.
Searchabilities.
Giggity.
Yep. It's like the Fade to Black came like just a second too late. It's like, oh,
We still
Like,
saw
what's even the point at this point? Yeah.
I saw things. Is that? No, just don't think about it.
Isn't that Philip Glass? Every time.
It's just the fucking Wiggum kid describing Skinner and what's his name
in the fucking broom closet.
Yeah. Ugh. Talk about
How to scar a fucking
I
school
talk about a
child.
monologue that makes me uncomfortable every time I hear it.
I cannot not transpose that to the staff at the school I went to, and I'm like, hell no. That's... All right, we are all moving at pace, and before long, you manage to catch up to another boat full of folks. This one has like 3 guards in it. Some of the folks in that boat seem less able to put up a fight. They're very clearly VIPs. And the fear has settled upon them. You hear many calls of like, go faster, drop the gate. Oh dear God, drop the gate.
VIP stands for very eminently punked.
Yeah.
Oh, they seem a little bit scared.
I start singing one of my rating songs, just loudly over which the beating of the oars adds the drum backing.
Yep. Jimena's running in. Zhenya, you overtaken the boat, so you're closer to the other grate as you look at your surroundings and realize there's one more room like the one you just left previously.
Mm-hmm.
But you can clearly see from where you are, like maybe 150 feet past this room where the gate is, the opening where you can actually see the bay.
Okay.
So it is... You're
and I raise
almost
up that wall
outside.
again. So they crash directly into the wall.
Yeah, basically. You hear a faster, grab the gate, right? And as somebody reaches for the mechanism, the wall closes and you hear like a satisfying tonk as the boat...
There's gotta be a second one.
Oh no, that seems bad for you right there.
Is this the boat she's got a beat on, or are we talking about a ship in the bay?
There's a ship in the bay that she's keeping
as
a beat
well
on.
as. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
are some of the boats that
this
are
is a boat
over there.
Almost exactly like the one you're
Gotcha.
riding.
Gotcha.
That
At
was
this
trying to
point.
escape.
Jimena, you're inside. You made it past the gate. So is Evine. The boat is about halfway pushing in. So if the gate drops, it will probably snap that boat in half.
I'm about to help it. It's fine. Let's go. Can I use my 12 for that, or should I make another sailing?
We'll go for another
Okay.
approach right here, because now you are all in range. You see 3 pistols trained on
I remember why. I
your
picked my
group.
phone up.
What's
But
that like?
there are shrieks. I think that's the best way to describe it, because one of the people in the boat very shrilly starts to yell once he realizes there is no escape. You know what? Before your next approach, anybody who has scholarship, Jimena, you can roll on this.
I have this many.
Genia, I don't think
I
that probably wouldn't matter to you specifically.
have 2 in scholarship.
Yeah, but I think it's basically like local
Oh, okay.
knowledge.
I might as well.
Yeah.
I might as well.
Rethel might
2 plus. I might have a chance at this.
I might let you roll a sailing for you, Rethel, because if you know anything, that would be through business knowledge.
I have a random
Well, then I'm
extra.
definitely
Marlena,
rolling.
you haven't been here long enough. I don't know that you would have that knowledge.
Wits plus sailing, which is actually a pretty beefy roll.
Even you know everything, so feel free to roll a scholarship
You
if you'd
know
like.
Devine knows everything.
Jimena doesn't have 5 dots in any of those things, so her 10s mean not
Right.
a whole lot, but she got a 4.
Okay.
Do I want to re-roll any of these? No, I think I don't. No, I don't think I will.
Oh, wait, no. Megan, you're dumb. Hold on.
Don't talk about my friend like that.
It's Sunday night, and I'm asking all of you to do math. Like, cut yourself some slack.
Okay.
Jimena got 5.
5.
Hell yeah.
Because I
Might be
can...
enough, because you're the local.
Because
here.
I can make 15s.
Good job.
Because I have
Hell
4
yeah.
dots. So.
Rude.
It's
Fucking.
nice. Been blessed by playing a tabletop game in person, apparently.
So good. That's what you want.
And it means it'll all turn for the worse soon.
Wow, we love a die that has nowhere to go.
That's what I had also.
Yeah,
I had like
the-
the one extra that was like,
The
well,
sad
this
orphan.
Yeah,
is
I'm
entirely
like,
unhelpful.
I can use this 9 to make this other situation 18, and then I will have 2 die that are useless. It's fantastic.
That die is the one guy.
It's okay.
The one guy at the backyard party that stands the entire time by the barbecue and nobody knows who invited him. Like he's just there drinking beer.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Where the fuck did I...
Yeah, you know.
Who's this motherfucker?
Jimena will know as well.
Evine, do you know? Do you know this motherfucker?
And a record, I think record-breaking for Evine 16 race.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Ooh, wow.
I rolled like 6 10s. I don't know what's
That
happening.
is amazing. Holy
Evine, your eyes lose focus for a second. You see the green wire work that makes up the world for a second.
Oh wow, she sees what I see.
Through the hole.
No, but this is better.
Through a crack in the wall, you see an arrow whizzing to parts unknown, and this man's entire family tree pops into your head.
Like a Lord of the Rings appendix. You haven't memorized like a 13-year-old boy.
She's beginning to believe.
It's like, oh, you actually read the Silmarillion.
And understood it.
Yeah.
Right, and organized it. I rearranged the chapters in an order that made more sense.
Oh my god.
What's that one chapter in the Bible? It's all just like, and this guy begat this guy, and this guy
it's
begat
near the beginning.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, look, here's some info we got to get through, okay? So just
like, here's the exposition.
Right. It's like, here's an entire who popped out of who.
It definitely feels like an Old Testament where you're just like, look, you need to know. It's probably like the third or fourth book because that's
I feel
like
it has
the
to
Abraham.
do with Jesus though. Like it's
there's
explaining his lineage so that you know why
they're
he's
establishing
important.
a line to like
To be fair,
the times of Abraham.
Multiple parts in the Bible that
very Lord of the Rings,
getting going on.
Yeah, well, because it was also a collaborative fiction, right? Like there's multiple fan fiction writers.
Well, and so many of those are like, I feel like these names should be important, but like I don't know what the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just so you have a name generator for the rest of the book.
Yeah. Somebody started the project, and then people were like, "Oh, this is kind of cool. I'm gonna write my own story on it, and I'm just gonna tack it to it. Like this is where it connects."
Yeah, and there are definitely books. There's definitely fanfic that didn't get put in the full.
Yeah, the Apocrypha exists.
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
right. Fucking
Book of
Dead
Judas.
Sea Scrolls.
Yeah, that Magdalene chick gets her own saga. That's pretty.
Yeah, basically, they cut out the whole part where she had her own side story.
So who is this motherfucker?
Well, you identify this gentleman as Louis Lorca. He is a noble here in the city that was a little bit of a fence sitter. Not so much now. Clearly, that person picked a side. So
He's gonna be sitting on something real fast.
Yeah. He's someone that potentially could have been part of your murder party earlier, but didn't have any known strong allegiances. The present company makes his allegiances quite clear. So, looks like Mr. Lorca was trying to get out of the city because a certain party made it clear what would happen to people in his situation, and now the wall closed in on him. So close yet so far away.
He chose poorly.
Evine, with a fucking 16, you know that like Lorca will leave no hair from here. His cousin is next in line to inherit the family title, and she's someone that will be much more amenable to the new regime. So
nice.
Killing him here is probably a good thing.
Bye.
Let's kill him.
Yeah.
Is
You've
it
actually
arrows
met
time?
the cousin a couple of times. Like, she's a very, like, nonplussed kind of Castilians that hangs out at salons. She writes poetry. She's,
Does your mother still hang out at
Dockside Bars? Yeah.
my fucking favorite every time.
Did she write an awesome horror story to epically talk shit about her boyfriend's best friend who's kind of into him?
She would be the type. She would be the type. Oh, God, that line is always like, dear God, it's like looking into a mirror. You play baseball, Johnny?
In a beat or in a refrain pause of my song, back in Thean, I'm like, Marilena, hop out.
All right.
You managed to keep your bead even through the wall. You're much closer to the boat at this point. You can almost see the outline through the wall.
Ma'am.
You can feel that there's several ships that have moved into the bay at this point. Sort of, not aggressively, but
They're flying casual.
Yeah, basically. They're not riding dirty.
So wait, there's somewhere that I can actually walk to now. Is that what we're saying?
You can't go out because there's a wall in your way.
Okay, then how am I leaving?
we'll have it pulled down in a second.
Yeah. Okay.
You're
murder first.
Right now you're not, because she cut off the only exit.
Yep.
I just need to find somebody to pull. Is there anybody to pull?
Well, there's plenty of people in that boat. You can pull them in the water. That worked last time.
Always fun.
There's a very terrified member of the nobility. Jimena, all of them are within striking distance of you.
Eat the rich. Oh wait, that's me.
Zhenya, you're flying above.
Eat select rich. Is
So
what
you can dive bomb.
Yep.
The boat.
Okay. Can I
Flight
use
of the Valkyries plays again?
Yep.
Can I use my pull to actually just support other people that are actually doing damage?
You can.
I want to roll for that.
Yeah. Roll your pull, which will be a kind of weaponry roll. We'll go with finesse.
Okay.
This is okay. Yeah, no. This is the roll that I really want. This is the best roll.
Zhenya, if you're dive bombing, Brawn Brawl.
Oh, Yvine, I'm right on your tail. 14 successes.
There you go.
Goodness.
To when two boats become one.
They just full ramming.
Ramming speed.
Yep, by yourself.
I'm fucking Smee at the end of Peter Pan.
I mean, I could be your fucking.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna start melting those boards to help facilitate this fusing, by all
there you
means.
go.
But
Rethold is like, we're gonna make everything into a long boat.
That's
Let me get the angle right.
That's right.
Brawn and brawl.
Jimena is going to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to take.
Your crits.
How big is the actual boat? Because I know it's more like a rowboat, but is it like a? Is it
a long boat or is it a?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a.
Is it like an old timey army type rowboat that's meant to fit like 16 people?
Not quite. It could probably fit like about 10. There's 7 people in the boat in front of you. So like not quite like a full military boat. It's clearly like made for transport in this waterway, right? Like the rooms are a little bit wider because they can turn the boat around and then move up or down current.
Jimena is going to, from running down the side, she's going to jump into the boat and like just plant her sword in someone. Like as she's landing, just be like, and then she's going to be like, you should all hold on to something. Just in time for Rethold to ram the back
it's
of it.
coming.
For Rethold's
13.
merger.
But she's nicely
merger
planted
acquisition.
in place with her sword in a person.
Yep. Okay. So that will be a finesse weaponry.
I rolled 7 because that's not my best rolls.
And then
I guess
extra die.
I will use 5 of that to help somebody.
Yep.
I will concentrate on helping one person, and probably Grethel because he's the closest to me.
Yep.
And the other 2 is like a just in case I'm jostled, so I can attempt to keep maintaining my thing.
Okay.
13 for
13.
Virginia.
All right.
Nice.
So you're gonna dive bomb at the head of the boat.
Gonna dive bomb.
5, 6.
The 5-foot hawk just decapitates someone.
Yeah. Well, I'm a regular size hawk.
Okay, then the 3-foot hawk just decapitates someone from sheer force.
Yeah. You stay in your hawk form as you dive, or do you?
Oh no, I shift back into Zhenya and I come. Yeah, it's been a while since I used my knives. I pull the knives and down they go. Like, in both clavicles.
Everyone's doing it. Let's just jump and stab.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't do it. Jump and wave. But in this case, jump and
Oh,
stab.
yes.
Jimena got 12.
There you go.
Nice.
This is you're all fueled by righteousness and murder.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yvine.
Question.
Yes.
Would this count as using my sword to further a worthy cause?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
These are people that potentially murdered a good person in the city.
Hell
or at
yeah.
least aid and abetted in that murder. 100%.
Nice.
Definitely for Jimena. This is a worthy cause. Yvine, any action you wanted to take on this?
I was thinking of firing an arrow so forcefully that it chunks a hole in their little rowboat.
Well, I missed the end of it.
That it chunks a hole in their little boat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You 100% can pierce the bottom of their boat. So that will be the same. Well, no, it will be a different roll. So it'll be a finesse aim for this one. Also recall that you get a extra dice if you use an approach that is different from your last one. So if you haven't factored that into your rolls, feel free to. Once we get Yvine's approach, I'll go and narrate this piece. Suspense. Amanda, as we're just
Dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
dun, dun.
We just need like a game show music as well.
So there were 7 people.
Yep.
It's going to be 2 instantly killed.
Well,
Which means next round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll take out the rest of them.
Well,
Cool.
without spoilers, I think we'll get the 3 killed this round because something's gonna happen.
Uh-oh.
Tight.
There's some synergies in what you're doing right now that will probably contribute to someone's horrific death.
Yay!
Hooray!
We love bonus death.
Yeah.
A 13.
Nice.
Then yes, definitely you can poke a hole in this boat.
Look, it's got a hole in it.
Alright, well, you aim and let loose of an arrow. Yvine, you just take like a quick leap from your point right there just so it angles just right. And to the people in the boat, they can't really see that it's an arrow that came down. They just hear the noise as it whizzes by, and then splinters of wood starts to shower everywhere.
Beautiful.
As you hear the satisfying bubbling from under the boat as water starts to pour in. As this happens, Jimena, you jump into said boat. One of the gentlemen that was carrying a pistol turned around to look at the now hole into the boat and promptly finds himself now embedded to said boat by your sword. The pistol fires and puts a hole on the other side of the boat because it just discharges as you hear like a pinched cry from the man now, like at the bottom. you feel him like sort of flailing a little bit, but his flailing is getting like weaker and weaker as you deliver your like hold on to something. Right? This guy is just like trying to grasp, but strength is leaving him.
Look at him try.
Simultaneously as this happens, 3 things occur. The front of the boat basically like hits the water really hard as something small and feathery turns into a person-sized object.
Person.
Yep. That basically land on the one soldier that was at the head of the boat with a heavy cracking sound. Jania, you feel your knives and your knees basically digging into this man. So life basically leaves him as you look behind, and just as the boat is about to ram, some invisible force also pulls one of the soldiers that had a pistol, and as he's about to fall into the water, he gets stuck between the 2 boats, who now become one boat.
Yeah. When to become
so again, more splinters of wood.
To the bottom. Sorry.
Jimena, because you're sticking to a person and the boat with your sword, you don't get thrown off. One person just straight up like falls off.
Like, I told you.
It almost looks like with how he falls in the water, like just like espousing the side of the boat. It almost looks like the boat like threw him up into the water, right? Like he just like he just like almost cartoonishly falls head first, basically, right? A couple others like fall just ass first into the boat. There's like splinters everywhere. There's water at the bottom of this boat now. Groddily Retold, you have embedded the boat into the back. There's like a chevron shape now in the back of this boat. And there's a pair of legs. just
legs.
Wrapped at the front.
Nice.
There's a torso somewhere, probably below.
I think
that guy that you pulled basically did not make it to water on time.
There we go. Okay, yeah. I think my next approach will be a race with the other people here to see who can get the next kill, because the numbers are low.
I feel like it's that scene from the Guardians when they're doing the Tooth Fairy job. So they're all running through the city trying to collect as many teeth as they can.
Yeah. Try to get as many kills. There's a lot of panic on the other side, so it's whimsical on your side. Like, not so much on
this
theirs.
is hilarious to us. We're having a great
Lisa
time.
won't have that reference, but you're basically like you're at the end of Rogue One right now, in a corridor, and there's a lot of like, oh shit.
Meanwhile, we've turned off our life-supporting mechanism just to be dramatic as hell.
Just to be a bitch about it.
That's right. Yep. Fucking dramatic ass
right.
Anakin up in here.
Dramatikin.
That's right.
Turning off his fucking mobile CPAP just to shine on some motherfuckers he's about to murk.
That's right.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
Just like, what's up, bitches?
Yeah.
Yep. So yes, now it's a race because 3 people died, 1 fell into the water. There's 3 people left in this boat, including a Louis Lorca who's shrieking at this point.
So
in abject terror.
My approach, we'll see if someone gets to them before I do. I want to use the momentum of this impact to launch myself into someone to basically just, I've made myself the ammunition of a sea catapult. A trebuchet, if you will. And,
human mangonel.
Yes. Mangonel.
There you go.
And,
Perfect.
Would you say
it
that's...
took some workshopping, but we get there.
Yeah, would that be brawn or finesse? Or panache?
Roll fucking panache for this, my friend.
Panache and brawl for us.
There's a lot of other ways you could get to this result. Like, you're taking the one that was like, these people are about to die, but they're gonna have quite an impression before they go.
I think in the too much gore version of this combat, I land on someone's head and it explodes like a melon.
Oh, baby.
So we'll see if we get there.
This is Rethold is in Riki-O right now, about to strangle somebody with his own intestines.
I'm so tickled by how much we giggle and get excited about like the worst fucking gore.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're always like,
basically
yeah.
I mean,
so right now,
gory.
Yeah.
I assume that Jimena is kind of in the middle of the boat, because Zhenya is at the front of the boat, and this asshole is coming up on the back of the boat.
Just over.
There's like a fucking murder sandwich happening.
So where is Lorca?
He's almost at your feet.
Okay.
He's ass down in the boat, like just shrieking in water at this point.
So Jimena...
We love that.
So rather than actually... So basically what Jimena is going to do at this point is like she's going to pull the sword out of the other guy and in like the same motion do her light it on fire and then just be like, "Hola, Señor Lorca." And then because she has now lit her sword on fire, it will light up the fact that there is a
crazy Usuran.
There's a crazy Usuran woman behind her, and and also, I imagine simultaneously it would be like, "Hola, Señor Lorca," and there's a crazy Usuran woman, and then suddenly a giant
a fucking. Flying Norseman.
Yeah, it's more an intimidate than anything else.
Yeah, please. Panache, intimidate.
Yeah, she's just adding flavor at this point. She's like, I already killed somebody.
Jimena is like, their death is a foregone conclusion, but these fuckers will die in terror. Like, this is...
It happened again. One lone fucking die.
Because Jimena is a devout, so... firmly believes in life after death, so it's like, carry this with you in your next journey.
Yes.
I think I already rerolled one. Fuck. I mean, fuck it. Nope. Okay, that's fine.
Same.
Only 10 for Rethold's, flying Rethold's great Gonzo impression. We'll see if there's if anyone beats me on the race to the bottom.
It's like, is he wearing like an American flag costume?
I don't know if I have to roll for mine, but what Evine would like to do in the cadence of what we do in the shadows, Rat! She's going to yell, Rat!
Oh no!
Yes!
With that motherfucker!
Yes.
No, he's a deity. He starts with 10 raises. That's bullshit.
I could bring a deity.
Yeah, and she starts with 20 raises. That's bullshit.
Well, if we're talking about, killing everyone, I can call death, and he can just gently take them into the void.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Rethold would prefer that than the cat, but okay.
Brain,
right,
oh my
so
god.
then intimidate. We got somebody getting shot out of a cannon.
I'll go ahead and aid the intimidate.
Okay.
My cape looks glorious.
By by pulling my knives out and
worst.
being completely painted in blood and then looking up with my glowing apple green eyes.
Yep.
No, there's just no way to make this.
Oh.
I got all the wrong numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's an impossible puzzle.
It's a. No matter how I do it, there's just 9 left over.
That fucking
so I
hurts.
can't even make
Like a 10, yeah.
And you already did the whatever reroll you have.
Yeah.
And yep.
I got a 10, and I already exploded it, and I already re-rolled my 1 die from the other thing, and so 5. But there's enough happening that it should. And this guy is already scared.
Absolutely.
So. I assume resolve and
Intimidate? Panache.
What is even happening at this point?
I don't have as much panache.
Or maybe brawn.
Yeah, you could use brawn. Since you're making yourself look intimidating.
Brawn and intimidate?
Brawn, intimidate.
Okay.
That will work.
We're in the water, bro. We're not out of this.
Because just because the barbarian has a -1 charisma doesn't mean he's not scary.
Yeah.
You're about to get to the cliffside that lead into the bay.
Okay.
About
is
150
is that
feet.
outside the city?
Not, I mean,
Okay.
technically it is. I mean, it's outside. You're going to be in open air. Like, you're going to be out into the docks.
I want to have a chat with San Felipe
Go ahead.
and say, basically that these people who are leaving mean you ill and we need to keep them here. More or less.
The boat and the
Yes.
in the bay, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. You can aid the other boats moving in the block.
Okay, so let's see.
That will be. I mean, similarly, right? Like, it will be
So the way
similar
I've
to
written
what
it,
you...
first of all, after pattern site active, which I already do.
Just 9 for Shane.
9?
And then when I commune with my tremor sense, I can take basically. It's up to you, but I could be taking
a bunch of 9s.
dramatic wounds or even damaging my traits if I'm in it too much.
Yep.
But right now I'm basically like kind of lose sense of where I am right now when I'm doing it.
Yeah, your eyes will glaze over. Why don't you roll me a resolve empathy on top of that, just so we get a sense of how successful your tap is.
I knew shit.
All right. Well, while you finish rolling this, as all of this shit happens, one of the last remaining soldier who is untouched tries to scramble back to his feet and pull out a pistol. Unfortunately for him, Zhenya stands like really close to him and looking very imposing despite being very short. Zhenya, your shadow is very large, like a bear on its hind legs, in the torches, and it adds like an air. Plus,
she growls.
On the other side, Jimena lights her sword on fire.
It just makes your shadow bigger.
Yeah, which the bear then
turning to Lorca, who's...
The animation slaps.
Now very much trying to embed himself to the bottom of the boat. He's
trying to go out drowning.
Basically, he's trying to dig into the bottom, like his life depends on it. Like a couple of times he yells and he's kind of like on the side, like putting his arm up. And he swallows water a couple of times because water is like coming in.
I think he has a better chance of becoming a fish than...
Right. The soldier is trying to reclaim some sense into this situation, but as he tries to take aim, his feet leave the boat as the body of a vested man tackle into him right by Zhenya and hit a brick wall in the back.
Crunch.
Yep, with a satisfying crunch. Evine, you yell your cat. And at that time, you see some very apropos bubbles rising from the canal. And even though it is underwater, you hear somebody yelling and screaming, and you see the water at the surface sort of break up as like someone is clearly thrashing underneath there.
The bubbles pop and it's
Yep. You see the toes of a boot pop up from the canal and then moving at a crazy speed as the splashes at the top of the water like sort of leave, and you hear like the splashing until nothing.
And then you hear like boom, 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 boom. Tom Waits.
Yep.
I figure you just hear the sound of him
Basically.
his paws.
I've got 10, by the way.
Nice.
The last remaining person alive is your poor friend Lorca, who's at this point crying at the bottom of this boat.
Choking, gagging
Gagging
water.
on water, like he's saying stuff, but his face is bloated and stuffy and covered in snot, as he's looking at Jimena and Genya, who are now on either side of them, and there's literally no escape. This man may die of a heart attack.
Jenny just has this like, these people are so puny.
Yeah, you're not exactly sure what language he's speaking anymore. Like it's just like a pitiful.
Pissing and shitting himself right now.
It pretty much.
If no one else wants to end him right away,
No, you go ahead.
I grab him up out of the water, still sort of covered in gore from the impact, and I'm like, "Do you regret your decisions?"
There's like a. It's just like a bunch of noises. Like it's so sad.
Jenny rolls her eyes.
Jimena's just like, it's a yes or no question.
Same gibberish. He's clearly begging, trying to offer something.
Wow.
Offer me money.
Right? All that and more.
Give me my fucking father.
My father, you son of a bitch.
Right.
Let me
What a great.
let me
what
get
great
a
line.
let me get a wits plus empathy.
Oh, Mandy Patinkin, you're so
Oh shit!
handsome.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, right.
That's okay. Yeah. Swoon.
I'm feeling gentle.
Sure. That's like. Whatever. That's 4, 5, at least 5, maybe 6. Is there any remorse in this man, or is it pure panic?
It's remorse as much as men of this type can feel remorse. You can't be exactly sure. It's basically regret at picking the losing side.
And getting caught.
Not so much.
Oh, no.
Not
We feel
so much
so
like, oh my
bad
god,
for him.
I've
Love
done
it.
something terrible and must refrain. It's like, I have picked wrong and now I am in a terrible situation.
Then I cluck at him and drop him into the drink, and I go, "Then you get the cat."
Oh. Wow.
He's probably confused at what that means, and soon enough he will not be
Yeah.
confused.
He
You
will.
think
no.
it's a euphemism, but it's
You get like a, and then it ends as he hits the water, and there is bubbling at this time, but no dragging. The bubbling seems to get weaker. Maybe he's getting dragged down somewhere.
That's fun.
Did you hear her hit
Um,
the water?
That was yeah.
Rethel,
That was
unfortunately,
negative a man. He did not fight for himself, nor did he regret. So no
much
loss.
to your chagrin,
Oh.
Rethel, in the back of your mind, you hear a. See, we're friends.
As soon as I feel the presence, nope. I turned it off. Nope. We're not talking. Nope.
You hear the seat and
just
nothing.
Nope. The Allfather says, I don't have to listen to your bullshit.
I knew you'd like me.
And and there's a definite beat as Ruthel goes, and then I had some feelings and I brushed that shit off. And I turned to Shenya and I go, door please.
Are we all dead now?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Lorca was the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, well, outside of the guy that you
My
kept
sensors are
alive.
way further out from there.
Yeah, Marlena looks like she's looking in the wrong direction.
I
good.
need sausage.
She's
Yeah.
she's looking in the wrong directions and is sort of like this in the boat, like sort of looking
Is she
up.
making it outside?
She's
She's
thinking
about it.
Everything's scary, but she made it past us, so it should be fine now.
She's at the door.
Marlena, at first you hear nothing
Got the
but
head.
Oh, there she goes. She's out.
She made it.
strong winds, just
She poops from
heavy breeze. Then the sound of hundreds and hundreds of boots on cobblestones.
During this process, I make sure to introduce
Wow.
myself as a resident of the city.
Sure.
Marlena, I am one of many among your populace,
Right.
and I have a request that pertains to your future and your continued healthy existence.
You again hear the breeze. You hear like boots, and it becomes like very disorienting because some of them are like really far, and it's all shapes and sizes. You have like no idea how many people you're actually hearing, and then you hear voices that sort of get added to that, like just people having like conversations. You hear bits and pieces of people talking at the docks. You hear people in their homes asking, what they're going to be cooking for dinner. It's just like a cacophony of things, and you feel yourself almost passing
We'll get there
out.
when the army shows up. Absolutely.
Well,
It's 9:00.
yep.
It's minutes o'clock. Also, I'm almost
Take your
passing
shit.
out.
And then, like, as more noises get added, like you hear dogs and cats and sheep, and it becomes like such a cacophony that you feel yourself passing out, right? But before you do, everything becomes quiet. You just hear a single drop falling into water, and then nothing.
Because anime.
And
then it's like that scene at the end of Newsies, where everyone shows up.
right, everybody's here.
Even the guy who couldn't walk before.
We're going to Arizona.
Hear a voice that
Albuquerque?
seems.
What is
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
So
there
we're
we go.
closer
It
on
is
the
Arizona.
second one.
Yeah, okay.
That's New
It
Mexico,
seems to be
honey.
made of many. It's hard to pin what the actual
no.
voice is.
Yeah.
It's just like a
Santa Fe,
chorus
Mexico.
speaking together.
I've been there.
I think I have too.
And the voice says,
You can see how much of an impression it left on me.
"You are seen and acknowledged."
Oh, good. The city's been to therapy.
Just feels so sick.
And then it says, "So long as you wield your blade in my name, you and yours will always find protection within my walls. Those that stand against you, I do not want."
Yeah, that's fair.
We will rid you of them, but they must remain here for us to destroy in your name.
They wait for you just outside my walls. Do so in my name. Rid them and open the door for a new era.
Nice,
It
we have the
is-
city's blessing.
It
That's
is
right.
why we are here.
I mean, I've already had the Earth's blessing, so now the city is getting involved. Let's do it.
I can't
know.
speak to the fire.
I see you and yours.
I mean,
As
enough
long
HP, or got enough
as
XP to turn on. It's like
your aim remains true,
flame tongue.
you will have my blessing. Go forth. Take their lives
Ember speak.
in my name.
Yes, we will.
Habla fuego.
Conflanguage.
Language.
I like it.
And
I was trying to make it like conflagration tongue, like lingua, and then I was like, no, go for the fucking dumb one. Let's go.
the cacophony hits you just for a second, and then you're back into...
I'm just like, wooble.
Yep.
That was
It's
Um,
very big.
You're back, and you're back in the fucking dumbest
Sewer.
boat in existence. Which is two boat that is now like that boat like has a hinge in there with a pair of legs.
Well, and the front one is
sticking
slowly
out.
sinking because it's
The
just
front
taking
is
on
flat
water.
at this point.
I'm.
There's a hole in there, like it's.
Shandy's picking her teeth with a bloody knife.
Yep.
We
She
took,
better not.
we
She's
took
open this
two
wall.
perfectly useful boats and made them into one entirely useless boat.
Yep.
I can get more.
Retold, Jimena, and Genia are now standing like there's the rim of the boat, and you're about like half calf deep into water at this
Fucking
point.
love it. I'm here for it. Yeah. This is
And,
my
like,
natural
The
habitat.
boat is at an angle. Like there's an angle
Yeah.
like that, and then there's the other boat, so it kind of looks like this.
I mean, is it still gonna sail like that?
No,
No,
no.
clearly not. Like Rethel, Genia, and Jimena are like standing there, and you can almost see
just
them.
satisfied
Like,
It's
with
like that. It's like
ourselves.
the beginning of Pirates, where he's just on the mast of the boat and
Yep.
he just steps onto the dock.
yep.
Okay.
It's going a little bit slower, but you can clearly see them like sort of like sinking into the water, like hand on your hips.
Still, sword still aflame.
So wait, are we in the middle? We're middle of the water,
Yep.
and we're not in a boat that can move.
Genia just open the doorway.
The
There's still
hatch,
pathways on both sides.
Okay.
You can
So-
still walk.
So I imagine this all happened in an instant because if
Yep.
you linger, I will pick you up
That's
because we need to keep going.
Yeah, and I think just because of timing, you will wake up. You will wake up being carried
just-
by
I just potato sack you and
by Rethel.
Did I feel like that actually did anything beyond me just contacting the city and saying, "Cool,
I
you know
mean,
me, I know you."
It's hard for you to feel. You had a positive feeling about the conversation
Okay.
itself.
good vibes.
Alright.
You only have about 150 feet to cross. So as you approach,
I do mention that like they're somewhat outside the city in the bay.
you you arrive at the bay, and Rethold, to your satisfaction, 3 ships that you know have taken sail and are casually sort of sailing around, like blocking the path. But you see that impossibly for where this ship is at, there are rocks like jutting in and around,
Get fucked.
preventing it from moving. And not only that, but there's like some distance, right? Like in the bay, there are no boats close by, but you can clearly see that there are flat rocks just below the surface, just tracing like a
Snaking
nice
towards it.
little path towards
So we
the
could
boat.
just like walk right over there.
Hell yeah.
Basically, it'll take a little bit of leaping, right? But you can make that happen.
I see those and I look at them like, Jenny, you get the new trick?
No.
Okay, well I'm not going to complain from where the hell those came from. All right, let's go. Splash,
stones-
splash, splash, splash.
Genia, you can recognize they're less like the ones you create because they're flat. It looks like cobblestones from a street
Yeah,
almost.
they're basically man-made, I guess.
Oh.
I basically just
They
say
are city
that
made.
Mm-hmm.
the city is inviting us forward to
Oh.
do to protect her. And
Oh
name.
shit! Well, how about that?
Gives
Okay.
a. You talk to the earth now? Oh.
No, the city, they're different.
I do not think it is
Spirit
that
and
so
city,
much.
same thing.
Okay.
No.
I'll take your word for it.
Jimena kind of does a
Splash,
and
splash,
then-
splash.
It's like it's all part of this. But
All right.
So it's like I can swim if these things disappear all of a sudden, so it's
Yeah.
okay.
It will be a brawn or finesse plus athletics to get across these stones. You see that this ship was very clearly keen on leaving. It's not going anywhere at this point.
Can I say I have committed to a dangerous action that I believe is destiny?
Yes.
As I am going to walk on these stones and completely trust that the city is going
that
to
the city is
protect
your
it.
back.
Yeah.
That this entity.
Like I
that
have
you're-
basically I have not tested this, but it's faith.
That's the thing is you have to use faith because you talk to something.
It's like a theory. The theory that I can know the city by having known all the different parts of the city.
Something responded to you. You're not sure that's exactly what you reached out for,
but I also would like
Yeah,
to
go
use
help
resolve
her.
to make
I'm
a
sure she
roll.
needs it.
Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, go help her. I said go help her.
That's right. Down the well.
Yeah. Bye. Yeah. A little bit.
Evine, that would be for you as well. They are. The sun is out, and this is basically on water. A bit less shadow to pop back in, but if you run a little bit, you might be able to pop on the shadows next to the ship.
11.
11. There you go.
I got 9.
I need to watch that fucking thing again.
Yes.
wait, that doesn't even. Megan, what are you doing? That's not how math works.
Do math.
Did I take anything for doing that?
Not that you know of.
Oh boy, that's even worse.
You don't feel hurt, just slightly dizzy.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8.
Again with the fucking 7.
8! With all those dice.
With 3
and 2
tens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
7.
We're
Even
losing
my
steam.
legendary trait didn't help.
Yeah.
Internet, I hope you're enjoying this 7C or hangout where we get mad at numbers.
I just keep getting 2s and 3s a lot.
I keep getting like 4s and 5s, and then like there's like a 9 and a 1, and like no matter how I configure this, it ends up the same. So it's like, motherfucker.
Damn it, math.
So many 4s. Not helpful.
Right, Shania at 11.
Yep.
What's Evine up to?
Just remember, Shinny doesn't do anything in the water.
Yeah. Fortunately, the
I'm on
water
stones, yeah.
splashes at your boots and not much else. You kind of have to keep yourself focused though, because the further you are from the beach and going to the ship, like the further you can just see the watery abyss on both sides.
Yes. We're reaching the edge of the city.
Yeah, the bridge is fairly narrow.
Zhenya is going to pop up and turn back into a falcon and sit on Rethel's shoulder.
Hey, Marilena.
Yes.
There is no fucking way.
Yeah.
Can you remove the rocks from the ship afterwards?
I believe the city will do that herself.
Okay, cool.
It's still work in progress.
Yep.
Hey, you know,
you
just
spoke at
checking.
that with a lot of confidence. Like
Yeah.
you're not exactly sure.
I mean, if I, you know,
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
because I'm taking this ship because it's
well,
So if I have to drag it off the rocks, I can make that work. But, better not to fuck up the hull too much.
It's like the Rossi in The Expanse with the plaque that says legitimate salvage.
It's all legitimate.
I love that series.
The city like us will always get pardons. Anyway.
You get the pardons that matter. Amanda, do you have a athletics roll?
I do. I got an 8.
Hey. All right.
Even if Ian rolled single digits, I don't feel as bad.
Right?
Yeah. This was like the... Genia's 11 was the highest.
Yeah, Marlene threw us off by suddenly becoming a city witch.
City mancer. Metromancer?
Metromancer.
That's pretty cool. Nobody steal that.
It's ours.
TM centaurs.
That's how trademarks work.
Yeah, just say it and it's there. Yeah.
Scream it out. Totally.
All right. Well, with the numbers you have, you managed to scamper closer to the ship, and also managed to get out of harm's way because as you approach, a thunderous noise accompanies your approach.
There we go. Yeah.
And a cannon volley comes your way.
I feel like that's putting myself in danger in order to ensure a place at the Allfather's table.
Yeah,
so I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. One
because
here.
you managed to lean a little bit to the side and not fall off the path into the water as one of those cannonballs whizzes very uncomfortably past your head. The stones seem to tighten a little bit because these cannonballs that miss you at various degrees of closeness impact against the San Felipe coastline, and in reaction, the stones seem to get like just slightly closer together, making your approach even like slightly easier. You hear some scrambling on the boat, but because of your rolls, Rethold, there will not be time for a second volley before
we get there.
You are boarding the ship. And unfortunately the ship cannot correct its firing angle, mired as it is in rocks. So
they'll be switching to small arms.
Yep. You hear some scrambling on the boat proper, and you can see, now that you're this close, people wearing very similar uniforms to the ones that were worn by the party you chased last night? A couple of nights ago.
Those fuckers. Yeah, okay, yeah.
When Salvadora was
Mm-hmm.
almost assassinated. You see some scrambling. Jimena, the internal rage comes back to inhabit you because these are confirmed arms of the church.
These motherfuckers.
They're not wearing the Prophet's Sword uniform because it is now not a thing in the city.
Now, what side of the ship are we approaching from? Port, starboard, bow, stern?
So the ship, to give you like a visual, here's the beach right here. You're running towards the ship, and the ship, like this is the front of it. It's like this, and you're coming up. You're gonna hit like about
mid bow, starboard.
Mid bow, starboard, like close to the front at an angle.
Okay. Is single anchor or double anchor?
Single.
And is it on the starboard or the port?
It is on starboard.
Dang. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah. There is some rigging and implements, though, that is hurriedly being taken away because up until very recently, there were people getting hoisted
Boarding.
above
Yeah.
the
Okay.
ship.
Okay. Cool.
So you can see some rigging in some ways up the ship. Like some of it is not touching water anymore because they're scrambling to pull it up, but it's not happening quite fast enough.
That's fine. I have option B. One more round before we get there, or can we?
Well,
can
we'll
we
do
start
one more
approaching?
round to get aboard the ship.
Okay. Yes.
This approach, you're basically now in range. Now you get to decide how you make it up top. Rethold, you have a bird on your shoulder, a Marilena on the other shoulder.
Oh, I thought she came to consciousness as we got to the.
She did, but she woke up on your shoulder. So unless you tell me that you've come down.
Okay, no, I can do that. All right. Then I tell.
So you have Marilena on this side. You have a hawk on the other shoulder. You're carrying half the party.
Yeah, I tell Marilena, I'm like, don't take this the wrong way. Grab your ankle.
Okay.
So that you loop around and
don't fall off.
are latched to me.
Understood. Grab.
All right, and then yeah, I will let go of Marlena because she has secured herself.
Yep.
Talons, so we know the bird's good and will probably lift off of her own accord.
Yeah.
And I will brawn plus sailing as I pull my fork in my offhand and turn my axe for the hooked end to jump and plant and scale.
That's just how you board ships, like, for fun, whatever. It's like, all right, last on the boat is an asshole.
That's right. Magnus loves assholes. So I've heard. So I've heard.
I mean, he does.
Allegedly.
As legend would have it.
Yeah, his name was Legend. He was cute. You should call him.
Just slightly.
Still waiting.
Very slightly.
Okay.
Now that you're there,
we're far out,
it doesn't aid you much more.
Yeah, I think I've done brawn plus sailing already, so I'm not gonna give myself that extra die.
Is going to take off at a rapid pace and is going to launch herself.
Like those cool water hover jetpacks, but with actual fire.
Yeah, basically she's going to, like, the thing I imagine is her being like, eh?
Like I'm like fork, flip axe. I'm like, ooh yeah.
Yeah. And so she's gonna, all right, and she's going to like sheath her sword and use that to kind of like click her sparker thing, so that she can basically like Naruto launch herself.
There you go, firebender, fly off.
Yeah.
Which
Firebender, Naruto, Tony Stark.
I feel like if anybody is going to figure out how to go from being external pyro to I create my own heat, it's going to be Jimena.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, all those calories you're packing into your
right?
gob, like one day it's just
from
gonna
my body heat.
Internal combustion.
She's got her own engine going. But for now, she still has her striker, but she's gonna like basically click it with her sword as she sheaths it, so that she can be
perfect.
Yeah, very cool, very cinematic.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I'm just like
You're with a finesse athletics.
on a shoulder.
Just don't fall. Evine, how you get on this boat?
She steps on because they're fucking magic.
I mean, fortunately, there's probably shadows up there that you can pop up on.
I'll summon the cat again and just surf the cat.
I can hear the acid surf guitar already.
Did you just jump the cat?
Yeah. You're
Wipeout
suddenly
starts playing.
Flying Nimbus style.
Wipeout.
Cat on the waves.
you're suddenly wearing like swim trunks, like that fucking Batman.
Got the zinc all up on that schnoz.
Right.
The Hawaiian shirt with the sunglasses.
Oh.
That fucking surfing Batman.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure there's some sort of structure casting a shadow.
Oh
on
yeah,
that
yeah.
ship.
The masts come to mind.
Yep.
you just
Like maybe pop into a crow's nest.
Yep. Oh yeah.
you just slide sideways into view in front of someone.
Yep.
Kick someone out of the crow's nest, get a Wilhelm scream.
Love it.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's 12 raises to scale this thing. I think I do it in such a way that it doesn't damage the ship somehow.
Yeah. You just like satisfyingly nothing but rigging.
Not helpful.
Jenny's gonna kick off and alight on the boat.
Like I start the jump, but realize I'm gonna hit netting.
9.
So I put the fork in my teeth and then just just hook onto the rigging with the axe, and then as I climb, sheath the axe and keep going because I'm like, I don't want to bruise the ship. Ship dude did anything wrong.
Jenny just hops off.
You have plans for this ship.
Oh yeah, free ship, mo better.
Should I roll something to make this
Yeah,
make
roll
my
the-
weight less of a hindrance?
Well, I'll let you roll like a finesse or brawn because like Rethold is moving pretty smoothly, but it's a bit of a rocky climb.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, once we hit the rigging, feel free to
Yeah.
retake agency of your movement if you want. Like, I don't mind being.
What was asking? What?
Athletics.
Being the new steed.
I was just waiting for them to get their roll order. But yeah, I don't mind being part of the weapons platform.
Nice.
That's I'm down for that.
I got a 9.
You okay?
That's what-
Even hasn't started shooting anything yet. That's the
Fair.
problem.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, she got a 16 to know what that dude's deal.
Yeah,
No, and that feels right. That that's
Yeah. You neo'd that moment there for a second.
She flew too close to the sun, though, so
I
now
see-
she
yeah,
has to
now-
work
yeah.
her way back up.
yeah.
Curse the rest of my rolls.
That's what happens when you get cocky.
No, cat, not rooster.
Cat.
Real cat.
Cat.
Instead of bat, you're just cat.
That was.
That's what she said.
That's what
Yeah.
you said earlier.
Love it.
Okay, well, I got
Excuse me.
6. It's not.
6.
Hey,
Climbing is not
It's
a thing
enough
I
not
do.
to fall off.
we
So.
we forget that like 3 raises is good.
3 raises is good. 3
So-
raises is a success for most things.
Well, I mean, like, cause I'm just rolling against my usual strength, so it's kind of great for that.
All right, perfect. Well, Rethold, as we discussed, you leap off these stones. What you saw there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I posted the GIF I was referring to in the 7C channel. Yeah, you get like almost nothing but rigging. What a smooth climb.
Yeah.
No damage to the boat. No damage to the wood.
Okay, yeah. With that pristine hull.
Yeah, that's right. You just managed to hook your axe like on the railing and sort of leap yourself over. Marilyn, like as he does that, you can like let go and just like plant yourself like on
I
the
do
deck.
my best to stick the landing, as
Yeah.
it were.
Yeah. You hear Rethold muttering under his breath, "It's okay," or no, it's in Vestin, but you don't speak Vestin, but Right?
No,
I do.
Tilda.
And yeah, the Jimena,
Jimena.
Genya.
Yes.
Jimena.
Marzena.
There was a hybrid.
Yeah.
Like the boat.
Genya would hear him being like,
Genelena.
"It's okay, darling. We'll be together soon. Don't worry, I'll get them off of you."
And I squawk like, that sounds strange.
Right.
Just wait till they start to hurry.
Wait till I become a boat elementalist, okay? The rest of you motherfuckers.
Boat, like a boat bender.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're just like grabbing hold of boats.
A Natomancer, yeah. I just turned it into a fucking mech. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, a fucking Optimus Prime that turns into a sailboat.
Oh, man, that's so fucking dumb, but I kind of want to do it now. Anyway. Sorry, yeah.
We do plenty of ridiculous things.
Yeah. Like, this game is not already ridiculous. Tony, that would be the thing that breaks this game. Sure. Meanwhile, Jimena, you leap off the water, strike your flint, and flames just shoot you up.
So good.
Like, again, Firebender, Iron Man.
Yep.
Just creating like thrusters that just like push you up aboard the ship. And as you get on board, like from the shadow of the crow's nest, almost like from a cartoon, like you see Evine just pop up with a slight whistle sound. Just pop into frame.
Evine was here all along.
Yep.
You hear the opening drums from Shipping Up to Boston.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, Evine's here.
Yep. Even there's nobody in that crow's nest, so you have a vantage point now.
Right.
All right. On deck with you, you see about 24 people scrambling, reshifting positions, all of them wearing very similar uniforms to what you've seen before. Various firearms are getting brought up as some of them take a knee to try to put up some kind of resistance to your assault. You see one of them is wearing a similar kind of getup to all of them, but his features are obscured by a half mask and a hood. Seems to be basically like the equivalent of a captain, or at least people are taking orders from this figure. There's a couple adjutants basically repeating and organizing, barking orders as various weapons and implements of war are getting pulled up. So you count those of you who have warfare as a skill, I'm going to give you that freebie. There's 21 people on deck right now, including the masked figure and their two second in commands, for lack of a better term, like the ones basically helping to relay orders. 8 of these folks have now dropped to a knee and pulled out firearms, primarily musket, but you see a couple pistols getting lifted in an attempt to form a very last minute sort of rifle line kind of situation. You see a few more firearms getting prepped. Most everybody else has swords, daggers, a combination of both. A couple of them have axes. Evine, you see this whole scene from above in the crow's nest.
Question.
Yes.
Considering how, based upon the general sort of time period and how these guns would work.
Yes.
No, I think his just answer is yes to what I'm about to.
I see where you're going. Yes.
So, if Jimenez sees these dudes take a knee and get ready, Jimena is just going to kind of take a stance and just wait for them to pull the triggers. But she's going to make it so they don't... Because she needs there to be that spark. But she's just going to make all their guns explode.
All right.
So that they can't... Like, they don't actually end up shooting...
Right.
The...
Yeah. Okay.
Basically makes them all misfire.
Yep.
Which Megan never thought of before. They're probably all using fucking flintlock.
It's all flint.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you use panache for this, as it seems to be panache is kind of your source of inner strength that you pull in.
Would it be panache and
yeah, let's go with weaponry, because in a sense you'll direct your fire based on your knowledge of firearms so that you can make the right part explode, so weaponry makes sense.
Okay. So I get...
So would we be considered acting first in this action sequence?
Yes. You are the boarding party.
Are you serious?
Ooh.
Then I will use Clever Tongue.
Yeah.
To point at the half-mast figure, like, I'm going to pin you to the deck of my new ship, and I'm going to shove that mask into you. And that allows me, the first time you deal wounds to your opponent, they must spend 2 raises for each wound they prevent. And I would also like to activate Hunter of the Mighty. I spend a hero point. Oh yeah, what you got?
Second question.
Yep.
So my virtue, the hero, if I trigger it, it allows me to add extra dice to my roll based on the fear ratio of the opponent. I imagine that since they are scrambling to fire guns at us because they know that we're a bad time.
Yep.
What might their fear rating be? 2? Okay, look at that. Oh, one of them's a 10. How nice. Alright.
So the Hunter of the Mighty allows me to deal additional wounds equal to the difference between their strength and my highest trait. So my highest trait is 6, so I will deal wounds to them. I will deal extra wounds to them through whatever the difference is between my 6 and their strength rating as a villain.
Right. Specifically, like the masked figure, yeah.
That is who I'm hunting
aiming for.
That is the mighty I'm hunting.
Yep.
Hey man, I got 12.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Sweet. Hum.
You're Jimena. I don't speak English either. Don't worry about it.
Jimena.
Jimena.
Like the 2 boats.
Yeah.
The names become one. You made those 2 boats do the fusion dance.
There's gonna be a little tiny boat paddling around in a few months.
Right. In the violence of this impact. It's just like a tiny little with a cat in it.
Yep.
Also, again, with the with the Pirates of the Caribbean reference, where it's just like the one little tub with one stick as the oar / right.
Yep.
Anyway.
Makes me think of Spirited Away.
Oh yeah, no, that's probably what I was thinking. Yeah, absolutely.
The little tub.
Where you're like, that's a bullshit watercraft. Why would you ever? Wow, that seems ill-advised.
Well, it's definitely not something they do often. I was also going to go toward the person with the mask, but I'm not going to kill still. I'm going to let Tony have the mask.
Sure.
Look under it, see if there's a mustache.
Right. Is it made of paper?
I doubt. They seemed a more femme individual presenting. Okay.
It's not wrong.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I'm looking for a virulent man with a mustache.
Yeah.
I
If it was the
Manly
mustache, the
man.
mask would be on the bottom to conceal the mustache,
Yeah, that's fair.
like a ninja mask.
I'm going to. There's a bunch of militia around.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna start throwing people off deck.
All right.
Like,
You're gonna mow through that brute squad.
yeah,
Use your use your advantage.
yeah. Okay.
You are the brute squad.
I am definitely the brute squad. Prom press bro.
No, I made a promise that I was going to help, and now it's time for the nuts.
Yep,
So-
there you go.
The Quinyash come out. I guess. While the gunner or the fire line gunner peoples are distracted by things exploding in their face, I want to get behind him and just start stabbing him.
Yep.
Run down the line behind them.
Just
Basically, yeah,
do
the
the slide
drum galop
stab.
just starts playing behind us.
Yeah, that's
like
like
that.
that.
It's like that scene in Stardust.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yep.
dun, dun, dun.
You can just do a slide on the deck and just like
It looks
stabbing up.
very cool.
Stabbing up.
It's like jumping sideways with your guns,
Yeah,
but it's
basically.
with knives.
Does she
Like
have
the
soaps
fucking-
on her? Does she have soaps on her knee knee pads? Damn.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, now
Do
now
it
that's
right.
all I can see is the fucking gun kata, like long coat, 2 knives, just jumping to the side and just like quick stabbing.
It's just a quick time event, so you have to keep doing it if you
Yep.
don't get a perfect score.
Yep, you fuck up, you hit the column.
13. I am
Nice.
determined to make true on my promise. May I use result?
Sure.
Check.
By the power of her hat.
Yep.
Oh, my hat is definitely still on there.
Mm-hmm.
At a jaunty angle.
Jaunt.
That denotes murder.
Special murder.
Special murder hat.
Mm-mm. That's actually a protection hat. Murder was more the dress.
Murder dress. Protection hat.
Doing what a protection hat does.
We tried to make it work.
Yeah, it died.
Make sure you don't hit your head. My dad fucking needs that. Like my dad
Your
has
dad needs a protection
my
hat.
dad has a permanent fucking scab on the top of his head.
Yeah.
Mine too.
There's
I always tell him that man to wear a fucking hat. Never wear a hat. I'm not gonna wear a hat now.
I'll take my concussions like a man.
Yeah.
There's
I'm waiting for
there's
skin
this
cancer.
Ouch.
there's this thing that my dad and I, every time I visit, we always reminisce about because we're trying to fix like one of the big like farm machinery garage doors at some point, and my dad had put like his fucking tractor bucket like inside the garage. And so, like, imagine this big bucket with, like, giant, metal arms like that
Sure.
and at an angle. So, like, a couple of dum-dums, we're fixing those garage doors, and we're kind of in a hurry. Like, my dad's like, we gotta go to the city to run some errands, so let's try to whip this out and do this quick. Like, normally he's very, like, we would never have done this kind of shit, but we're sitting under these fucking arms. And for like 2 hours, like we keep fucking forgetting. Like I'm holding this thing, like my dad goes on the other side. I get up, bam, like on the bottom. My dad 2 or 3 times, and then we're taking a measure.
like a
I'm
fucking
holding
comedy
the door
skit.
at the bottom, like straight, so that he can tighten the side and keep it level. He goes around the fucking wood door. he comes back like with pep in his step, face
Bonk.
first into the fucking
Jesus.
arm. He falls on his back, like his fucking hat like gets knocked out, like both hands in his face, and he's like,
Well, that happened.
"That's it, let go, like we're going, like we're gonna finish this another day." Fuck that. Right? That was like
The bucket has decreed.
Yep.
Be a man.
I love these TikToks.
Obviously not. Never use safety equipment of any kind. Be a man.
Yep. Never use safety equipment of any kind. Like, fucking hit your head, fall off roofs, like...
That sounds like a plan right there.
Which I was very deathly afraid of when your dad got me to climb on the fucking roof to take off his damn antennas
Freaking
when we did
like went up there
renovations.
with nothing. I was just like,
You've been to our house, like the back,
No, I know that
the
thing
back,
is. Yeah,
like
that is a tiny skyscraper
Yeah.
worth
Yep.
of fall damage.
I was like straddling
Yeah.
the roof.
You can see your
there,
house
like-
from there. Yeah.
Yep.
it's-
And I was looking on
Not
the
a
right
good
side of
thing.
the backyard. I was like, oh god, like if I
you
start
know-
rolling on this side, it's done.
You know, nowadays I'd have been like, "Yeah, let me get you a harness. I got some rope and a gree. Let's go.
Yep.
It'd be great."
I got 9 by the way. Sorry,
9?
I don't know if
Okay,
you were
good.
waiting for it. I
I
was
think
just
we're
like,
also waiting for Evine.
I was just like,
Yep.
do.
Even you have a bird's eye view of all of the above.
birds.
Mm-hmm.
A crow.
You said there are people with axes, right?
Yeah, they are.
I want to specifically shoot at one of the axe blades to ping the arrow off the axe blade, or to cause a distraction or confusion if it hits someone cool.
Like added
see how many
bonus if it,
successes I
if
get.
it hits somebody, but this is
Nessa.
for flavor.
Evine's not into combat anymore. They're just there to do fucking tight trick
Even
shots.
it's like
Yeah.
I'm just here for fucking chaos. Like
If Evine is making the all the ambient sounds that somehow become a song
yeah.
to
even
move
is
right
like
along.
The battlefield is an instrument that they are learning to play.
this is like an improv play, and Evine is doing all the special effects and sound effects for it. Just stage hand,
Also,
always keeping out of sight.
I get a point if I don't take credit for
Yes.
things and let other people do shit.
Yep. That's absolutely right.
So your loophole is that if you don't actually shoot the guy to kill him, and it kills someone else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
It's
amazing.
like it wasn't my fault.
Melon.
They'll never know.
I'm good.
Last melon.
That is all you.
No, I don't like those.
Oh.
So.
Well, I will
There's-
partake if,
There's a cantaloupe and a big honeydew.
You sure?
just so we don't
Do.
Would
I
you like the
finished off the
cantaloupe or the
pineapple,
honeydew?
so
whichever, if you'd like one,
I will
grab
take the
whatever you
honeydew.
want. I will eat the other one.
Like,
Yes, roll me a finesse plus aim, Evine. As you sort of look at this like a fucking pinball trick shot.
No worries. Got it.
How many do you have? Sorry.
9.
My
9.
thing froze.
Okay.
Jania, how many?
It was 13.
13.
11.
Yeah,
Yay!
there we
We got
go.
there.
It's back. Jania, roll me like a quick wits notice
Oh,
for
no.
you specifically.
Okay.
Oh no, one of your cousins.
Right. You're related to at least 3 people on this ship. No.
I mean,
Your relations
might
would not be on this ship. Not willingly.
Let's smell
You
this.
gotta duck from the arrow that's about to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Deanna's artwork.
Sunflower.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told everyone that my favorite Van Gogh painting is sunflowers, And someone immediately thought, "Oh, you like sunflowers." No, I
Quite
just
the-
like the
I
Van Gogh
like that
painting.
painting.
Nice. This reminds me of my mom.
Right.
Yeah, you heard half the statement. Got it.
Like, I'm a big fan of Edward Munch's The Scream. That doesn't mean I love people in terror necessarily.
Well,
I just love that painting.
yeah. 2, 4, 6.
Okay. Genia, because you have had an encounter with this. Many of the folks on the ship carry daggers that you recognize.
This is a warfare situation.
As one of those dug into your flesh once, and it was a very unpleasant.
Oh God, not
feeling.
these! Oh no, that.
The same instrument that lady interrogator
Oh gosh, I remember now.
used
Oh,
when
these
you.
they lock up magic, or is that what it is? Or
No, it hurt me. Like properly hurt me. That I was down for a while.
Huh.
It doesn't hurt magic, but it
does aggravated damage.
yeah, like really like.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that was bad. I didn't like that at all.
It tapped into something
Yeah.
when it hit you. It felt like more like just physical
You should
damage.
tell Jimena that.
Yeah.
Just feed the
Right.
Feed the anger.
feed the fire.
Feed it.
Do it.
It was like, don't burn the boat.
Jimena control what the fire burns.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
I'm
but whether or
gonna,
not Jimena cares to do
That is true.
I'm gonna spend another hero point,
Yep.
and Genia is going to Chimera.
like she can fuck up the mast and the stern castle. That's fine. I'm just
You're
the
the
hull is
Chimera.
the important
Yeah.
part.
All right.
So,
So if the deck gets a little char on
Yeah,
it,
no, it's fine. If you do it right, it hardens, and I'm like, let's go.
okay.
So not in fear, because Genia does not have that.
Right.
Can't have that.
Is it raining?
Yeah,
Yeah, it started raining.
It was raining when we
Ah.
stepped in. It was like
Yeah.
drizzling.
Yeah.
It was
Now
starting
it's
to
just
fall.
straight up, just like whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's
Kindness,
supposed to rain
honesty,
tomorrow, but
moderation,
I was like,
I
smell the picture cool.
Basically, Genia becomes that egregious chimera, bear, tree, vine, whip thing,
Oh, okay, cool.
and goes, "Not those daggers!" So, yeah.
All right, good.
Into the sea.
And I will over my shoulder in that, like, 3-tone voice that's Genia the bear and the crone.
Nightmares.
Don't let these touch you. So there you go.
Good. Well, you all.
You saw Genia overreact.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
I might actually ping because I think Genia talked about.
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean,
was-
you all saw her when she came back with the wound.
It was
very
basically
disconcerting.
when she broke out people that were in the interrogation
In-
subterranean room in Liso.
Yeah. Got stabbed with
the
one of those.
interrogator lady was wielding one of these.
That's what they do to break you.
Reto, the
Excuse
masked
me.
figure, has several of those.
Okay.
So, how many do you have for your role?
So I don't. Part of clever tongue is that's my whole.
Ah, yeah,
that's my
gotcha.
whole approach
Gotcha.
is to talk shit for a round.
Right.
Nice.
Vicious mockery.
So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Perfect.
Oh, you are the bard, of course.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
God.
I mean, he is.
Between him and it,
Yeah.
him and Evine,
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops. All bards.
The bard. I mean,
kind
that's
of.
not wrong.
Yeah.
With this crew, we all have a little bit of that.
Yeah. Bardabarian.
Who knows what I am?
Bardress.
Range bard.
Yeah. Yep. Basically, you're the duelist bard.
Druid.
Yeah, it's true. 100%.
I'm like some sort of weird
Brogue.
divination warlock or
Brogue.
something. Slash
Yeah,
Yeah.
Broglock.
Love it.
Broglock.
Yep.
Bardlock.
All right. Well, carnage begins as the fire line sets up to fire. One eager shot from a pistol comes off, and then a lot of detonations. No more shots. As fire basically takes a lot of those weapons, but bullets do not come out. Like, it's just various explosions that basically, like, it explode right in the wielders' faces. A couple of them have to contend with hats, hair, cloak rims that catch fire. A few of them manage to just drop their weaponry and escape mostly unscathed, but the rifle line strategy has been completely disrupted. In fact, Jimena, with your 12, you can also see that the fire line has also been interrupted because the other firearms that were on their way to being utilized, there's now a big maybe we shouldn't do this vibe around those, because there is no clear in the chaos of things like what may have caused this. Right?
Be afraid.
You're not necessarily hiding your intention, but the fact that there's a bunch of people that jump on board and a bunch of guns exploded was like, we're not exactly sure where that came from, and maybe guns are not the safest option to use in these circumstances.
No, use them.
All right. Rethold.
Oh, new approaches?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't
I
get
was
to know
about to
if I
give you
got
some info,
stabbies.
and then my window closed.
Your computer being a bitch.
Define being a bitch.
Dun, dun, dun,
Rethold, you lay down your threat. The masked figure matches your gaze and sort of thumbs one of the daggers. You notice that there's 3 double sets.
Cool.
There was a
There you go.
firefight.
Yep. Exactly.
Just fucking Boondock Saints, but with
Yep.
knives.
No, that's okay.
You had a 6, right? Like that you said that was your rating.
Yeah, it's the different. Yeah, they're when I hit them, they're gonna take whatever that difference is.
So you'll have your difference of 2.
Okay.
So you can keep that in mind as you challenge. You see that the figure whispers something to the adjutants who try to organize the people on deck. You know this, Jenny, after you give your warning, that a few of the folks actually do reach out for these weapons. Like many of them as like offhands, like they'll wield a sword and like that dagger in the other hand. You see the same kind of grayish material into the sunlight. So with that,
Figured.
you sort of start approaching and mauling people. Some of the folks that were up front actually have drawn some of those weapons. I would assume that with that new knowledge, you're sort of prioritizing neutralizing these folks.
Oh, 100%.
So with a big paw, you sort of smack them right in the face and topple them overboard.
Yep.
So you managed to clear 4 of these folks in such a manner. As you're doing this, Marlena is going stab crazy on the injured fire line, some of which are contending with the head trauma
Nice.
due to fire and explosions. You take 3 more out,
Okay.
Marlena. So the numbers are starting to dwindle. The adjutants also draw some weapons as the masked figure sort of looks towards Rethold. Sort of locked. You see the 2 second in command sort of taking charge of organizing the mass as the hooded figure seems to be watching you at this point, Rethold.
Oh, we're just like looking at it.
They've got their eyes set on you.
Right. Evine, from up above, you take a shot at one of the axe wielders. It's actually one that has an axe in one hand and a one of those daggers that Genia identified, like sort of in a reverse grip. Sort of getting ready to enter the fray. You shoot at the axe. Your arrow hits. It creates a crazy amount of sparks as your arrow veers off. Hits another guy right in the leg, right in the side of the knee. In a sense, like basically
Nice
like just
defying physics
incapacitating him. And
Who
you see
needs
them
physics?
sort of look around because there is visibly no way. This shot came from like an impossible angle. From where these people are standing, it looks like Rethold shot an arrow out of his chest.
Yep.
Somehow.
Because I'm a mech.
To hit this guy in the knee.
Hashtag goals, man.
Because your arrow came like down from above and then almost like cut like a 90-degree angle sideways to hit this guy. So
Yes, Jim.
What's the conversion rate for XP to hero
5.
points? 5?
So yeah, you managed to sow some confusion and discord on the deck as people are wondering how this arrow materialized. There's no feasible way this could have happened.
John, I would like to
That's
buy
right.
2 hero points.
Please. All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's raining.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the real. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Wish you could hear that internet on our
Yeah.
ASMR cast.
That's lovely.
We have the Sound of Rain album that you can buy at those little kiosks at Target.
Yes.
In between the Zen Flute album and the Celtic Classics.
And the Andean, the pan flute.
Yeah, we love an Andean pan flute.
Yeah, but there you go.
Yep.
Yep.
Just El Condor Pasa over and over again.
You just pick up one of those and you're like, holy shit, there's like 31 tracks on this fucking album.
Yeah, but they're all
pan
30
flute.
seconds, so
Yep,
it's like...
it's all pan flute.
So ridiculous.
Purest moods.
What?
The purest moods.
Ah, yes.
My dad had that fucking CD.
Oh, I
My
bet.
dad straight up
Yeah.
had a copy of the actual Pure Moods.
Yeah.
Nice.
We still strive every day to be as cool as your father.
After a die roll,
I feel like my dad is the opposite.
Jimena, in the chaos that ensues, you inherit the dramatic wound. Lots of weapons come flying your way as the group starts to descend upon you. That stab, Jimena, hurts like a son of a bitch.
Oh no, they got me.
It hurts, and for a second,
You're taking aggravated wounds.
like, you've been stabbed before plenty of times, right? Like, it's not a... But that stab... Oh.
I think it's just a car going by
Yeah.
and it's raining. But
No, it's good.
Your
Um,
plants are gonna be happy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping it... dilutes the sap that has been clinging to the driver's side of my window for,
Oh god.
hopefully.
almost
That's
a week.
fucking. Every time I park my car at our work, like we have a bunch of trees. And
One
they shit
entire
that
line
yellow
of it.
pollen.
Yeah, and then like the other
Second
the other
nose.
line has they're the different tree except for one on the end, which I parked next to. So it's like a little bit of a fade. Anyway,
Ours like puff that these clouds of yellow, sticky pollen
Yeah, I hate that.
just like sticks to the car, like it just coats it in the film. Jimena, that stab, like it's a dramatic, so you don't take more than that, but it feels like somebody stabbed your soul.
Oh no,
It feels wrong. Like it feels.
That's not
Um,
okay.
It feels like your fate took a wound.
Oh hell no. No.
Like Shania said, these are not fun. Do not
Yeah.
let them touch you.
And it hurts. Like it.
And this is the day that Jimena discovers she can just create fire.
Yep.
so
It feels like somebody dipped a blade into like just fucking hot peppers. And just stabbed you with it. So yeah.
can I activate two things before my approach?
What are the two things?
So, in Tony's brain, it goes, I see the stab, and I sort of yell, ha ha, at Jimena, which would inspire them to heroism.
Sure.
Spending a hero point. That gives you a temporary extra dramatic wound pool.
Yes.
What does that mean?
So you get an extra set of stars with a star at the end.
Oh.
Basically, I give you this. It's called. I think it's called
Basically
Hard
what
to
I
Kill,
have now.
which gives you one extra before you drop,
So basically, Rethel
and
inspires you suddenly, like the
All this for
wound is.
$19.99.
and you get an extra die to one extra die to a brawn or resolve roll until the end of the scene.
Yep.
So I don't know how much either of those is going to help you, but they're there if you want them.
Rethel's camaraderie helps stoke the inner fire within you.
Yeah.
You know,
So as I shout that ha-ha, I'm lifting Rethele's boon in my other hand,
right.
and then give it a honk.
You're gonna blow the horn.
Yeah, to give, because that gives me or everyone a buff.
Everybody.
So plus to panache and presence.
Yep.
For that. Wait, what the hell's presence?
I don't know. That's not a thing.
It's anything that you use. It's not a skill.
Oh, sorry.
So
Ah,
it's
okay.
anything
It
where
applies to
whether it's intimidate,
some of the
whether
social
it's
skills.
okay, yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
It
Like convince, intimidate,
yes, exactly.
perform. Okay, that makes sense.
And
You're
then-
also fully blowing the horn, so we'll
Yeah.
deal with what.
if that's needed. And then as the horn drops, the axe in my offhand just snakes out. Because depending on how many raises I'm about to get, I'm basically doing the starfish trick from Muppet Treasure Island where Gonzo pins him to the wall.
Super Gonzo.
All of my fucking
This is the
weaponry.
second time you're invoking Gonzo.
Only the masters.
Literally, I was just thinking, the big blue white thing.
Yeah. And so
Nobody at this table knew this before this moment, but the Allfather is Gonzo.
Oh my god. Well,
Just missing
now
an eye.
we know.
dude, Pirate Gonzo with an eye patch would be kind of cool. So yeah, basically for however many raises I can eke out of this, I'm going to be eating my ordnance to try and pin this masked figure to the wall behind them, to the deck.
Okay.
I'm not actually trying to do damage yet.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to do panache plus aim on that one.
Yep.
Cool.
Zhenya, are you continuing the onslaught?
After Zhenya hears Marilena, or your Marilena,
Yep.
Jimena
Sorry.
get hit,
There's just like a long string of
Yeah,
Castilians.
I imagine the enraged shout from that one is pretty recognizable. As, yeah, that one hurt.
Is the one that stabbed her still standing?
Yes.
Zhenya is going to specifically target that one.
Fucking gross.
And take the vine arm and just stick it down their throat and push out.
All right.
Have a taste.
That'll be a resolve attack. Let's go with weaponry. I feel your vine's a kind of weapon extension in this form.
Yeah.
Alright, like what other targets are even here?
There's still plenty of people on deck.
So these adjutant peoples,
Yep. You can
Do they
clearly
suck?
identify them.
Do they suck?
I mean, they're
But I mean, like, I could finish cutting up these gunners first, if that's a thing.
they are they seem to have given up on using the guns at this point.
Alright. I mean, if they're still there, I'm just gonna continue my onslaught, I guess.
Okay.
Unless I can find out how can I do this differently?
Wow, fucking gross. I can burn a hero to give myself one more die?
Yep.
Okay, which is why it's better to give it to someone else because that gives them 3.
Yep.
Do I want one more?
Or you can give that die to me, and I'll give you 3.
Oh boy.
Oh, excuse me.
I re-rolled a 2 and got another 2.
I hate that.
Jesus.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, John, have one.
Pleasure doing business with you.
You know, we'll see how much I regret that in a bit.
It's not for me now, yeah.
Thanks
That'll
for the 1.
8.
I have no control over that.
What are you selling back, John?
I'm pretending I'm cosplaying as Sally
Oh, okay.
and giving him dice
Yep.
that he's going to use on
He's
me.
like, if I trade a hero point, I get 1 dice, but if I give it to somebody else, it's 3. I was like, or you can give it to me, and I'll give you 3.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like Fae bullshit to me.
Right?
It 100% is and was not worth it. So
You just blew a horn of legend.
yeah,
So-
so you know, 1 star. If I could give less than 1 star, because I can still only get to 14 with the last 4 dice.
Oh god.
So are any
It's
of
fine.
the adjutants like close enough to me? I can.
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
I
You
might
can
just
reach.
like. Do I need to mow my way through things until I get there?
You can maneuver your way through things.
Alrighty then.
You don't necessarily have to kill everything in your path. Like you're nimble enough that you can move around.
I mean, I would love to. I guess as I'm maneuvering around,
Isn't it wild
kind of
how
misdirect.
no matter how you
attacks,
maneuver
you know,
them,
Just meh,
they're
you're over there
always
now.
the same
I'm
number?
over here.
Yeah,
Sure.
no,
You just
that is
stabbed
what I've been doing this whole
Um,
time. Where it's like
As I'm getting
just, it's a bunch of like
Okay.
4s and 5s,
Yeah.
and a couple of 9s,
Are you gonna
and no
try to
matter
attack?
how I arrange them,
Not
it's
that
either
I'm
like
just
like,
the
yeah.
same
I'm
I'm just
or
gonna
one
do damage
less.
on the
And I'm like,
way
Okay.
because like I feel like
motherfuck.
I don't
Yeah.
want to just ignore the other chaff around here. So what am I rolling?
It'll be a finesse, athletics.
Okay.
All right. Jimena,
13, 14, 15, 7.
you've been stabbed. There's a
Yep,
healthy
yeah, okay.
group of targets in front of you still.
Wait, which ones did I roll? Oh, these were.
Jimena.
It's fine.
So-
It's fine.
So Jimena. So guy just stabbed her.
Yep.
But Jenya's about to take care of that dude.
Yep.
And then Marlena was behind the gunners, but now she's gonna go.
She's gonna keep moving towards like
Towards-
the 2 people directing.
Okay, so who is directly in front of me? Is it still the gunner people, or is it somebody?
There's some folks with swords, axes, including not far from you is the one that got shot in the knee by
Oh, he took an arrow to the knee, so now she can't go adventuring anymore.
Yeah, basically. It came at an impossible angle, so they don't know where that shot came from, because I think that was when you were in the restroom. Exactly. It looked like Rethold shot the arrow with his torso, because she shot from above and hit an axe, and it made a fucking ricochet.
Working those angles.
Oh my gosh.
So, Jimena is going to get stabbed, yell a bunch of very, very naughty things in
have Rethold laugh at her.
Castilian. And then is going to... I imagine that the vine skewer comes pretty immediately.
Yep.
So she turns to the guy. He gets and she's like, oh, all right. And then she's going to
hole punched, if you will.
Turn in front of her, and she's going to take a couple steps forward. As she does so, she's going to pop one of her ampules, and then she's just going to Did you watch the live action One Piece at all, or have you ever watched?
I haven't seen it. Well, I
don't remember what his name is.
I haven't watched it.
But the guy who shoots alcohol like it's bullets.
Right.
That, but with her acid spit, just down the line.
You're gonna go down and lizard poison spit.
Basically.
There she goes again.
She's gonna go full.
Yeah.
She's gonna
go upset about something.
Full Grigya.
That's true.
You never have Grigya.
What a good
quietus. Here it comes.
What a good throwback.
Acid spit.
Acid spit.
Here it comes.
All right. Well, I'll let you do that with the finesse weaponry. That's an extension of yourself.
Nice. This goes over here. Get one extra.
You say you got 14, Rethold? Is that what I heard?
No, someone else got 14.
Okay.
I got 11.
We got 11.
11.
All right.
But did I say how much I got already? No. Okay, I got 9.
You got 9.
Since you had me use mine with weaponry, I only got 8.
5.
It will be plenty.
Oh yeah.
To murder this man.
It's just one.
Just one man.
Again with the fucking good God. You would think.
Again, this is the getting mad at numbers cast.
I think I know what I want to do with that 11.
Evine?
10.
10. Fantastic. 10. What other chaos and mayhem do you want to insight?
She's going to cat whisper to go for the ones with the scary weapons. And shoot someone. Maybe someone that's getting super murdered already.
I said I could shoot somebody.
Absolutely. Among the chaos that you've created, there's a target healthy environment. You might be able to line up a few shots. You're up above. You can do a little bit of an arrow rain on some of these folks.
Just shoot 3 arrows at once.
Yeah, basically.
And they all go in different directions.
Yep. They all perfectly hit 3 different targets.
It's kind of the kind of game we're in.
Yep. The sequence of events is also funny because you got stabbed, you started cursing, then Grethel went like, ha ha, and it just blew up a horn.
And then the feral creature,
Yep.
that is your friend.
Yep.
You hurt my friend.
The tree just killed a guy.
Yep. A tree bear.
It usually happens around us. It's fine.
You know.
This is totally normal.
12?
12?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
12 murders.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes,
I want to
please.
play vampire again, so this can be my sire.
I
He's
would
been
be
sired
into
by
it.
the count.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Right. And just shows up to court, like looking exactly the count. Right. Just like a Muppet.
Canonical.
Just be amazing.
Pretty much.
Like, is that?
He was my favorite. Back in the day.
What's that thing that talks about? The count has lived a long time. Alright, well, more chaos ensues on deck. Evine rains death from above, and multiple people fall down head first onto the deck as they were trying to figure out, including Arrow Knee Guy, who is still trying to figure out what happened to him. Tragically, his life ends never having an answer to this question. He is still wondering when an arrow hits him in the back of the head and he topples forward, still wondering why his knee has an arrow in it. So he will go to whatever next life he believed in, having never solved that enigma. The people around him similarly have looks of puzzle on their face as 4 people topple upon the deck, just pierced by arrows. Again,
'Cause it's witchcraft.
as this happens, a list of things happens. Jimena starts cursing in Castilians. Rethel bolsters her with a laugh, and then a resounding blow of the horn, which seems to blow with so much power that you see the sails like sort of shift a little bit.
He just created some wind.
Yep.
And the horny was born.
All of you feel like you're about a foot taller at the sound of this horn.
I wish it was a baller. I wish. Sorry.
Somewhere leaves sprout.
Right. As the like comes in, sounds like a modern day boat almost. A bear vine hybrid falls upon the man who stabbed Jimena. Yes, Jimena, as you turn towards him, like almost to retaliate, like you see the vines that get in his face, and
That's what you get.
he kind of gets yanked forwards. You're like, well, that's done. You see a bunch of people like topple as they're filled with arrows, and the next row of people, and you grab your ampule. You feel the satisfying warmth of it as you fill your mouth, and then you just start spitting. And
Spitting facts, yo.
yep, that's right. Spit hot fire. As you do so,
But
there's
you're not a rapper.
no.
No.
Stop rapping at me. You hear a very satisfying hiss at every at every piece of liquid you spit as it hits like faces, necks, and you hear like the hiss of acid as people start screaming, weapons clatter on deck. These people are not dead yet, but they're in an atrocious amount of pain, so they're more or less incapacitated, opening you a pathway to the adjutants and the last two people still up on deck. Unfortunately for these two people, Marlena is sort of like dancing around, like trying to reach the adjutants. One of the last couple of people gets like the slightest push from behind, but somehow, because he unexpected it, he stumbles a couple of steps and lands into the arrow rain from above. The other one sort of like pivots to try to avoid Marlena's knives, and as he does so, he walks backward, stumbles upon a discarded weapon, and as he falls back, he turns and gets hit by one of your loogies.
That's some fine expectorating you're doing there.
Yep. So part of his... Because he stumbles backward, like parts of his ear and cheek are now burning up, and it's a special kind of pain as he grabs the side of his head and starts yelling. The path to the two adjutants is now open. Rethold.
So I would like to do 3, 3, and 2.
Okay.
Axe 1 goes for their left arm, like their cloak or their coat. Axe 2 goes for the right foot, like their pant leg or even into their boot. And then the 2 is for my fork, which is going to try and get their hood.
Okay.
And I'm guessing they're like near-ish to a bulkhead or the stern castle.
Yep.
Where I can pin them to that wall.
Yep.
So that's kind of where those are going to head.
Okay. All right. Bolstered by the horn.
Because this was a panache, yes.
You start to unload on this figure. Frustratingly, a couple knives appear in their hands. The first projectile gets deflected. The second grazes the arm, but the fork hits the hood. And nice. Although there was only grazing damage, the fork basically like gets the top of the hood and pins into the back of the wall. Enough that you hear a few Castilian curses hissing as
I knew I was
they
gambling
now reach,
on those lower raise amounts, but it's worth it. Yeah.
They reach back to try to remove the fork at this point.
That was a mistake.
And yes, they are at least for the time pinned to the bulkhead, and we'll go to another round of approaches. No one is taking any damage this round because only the two adjutants and the masked figure are left standing.
Okay.
Yeah, as I stalk forward, because I still have a suite of knives on me as well.
Yep.
Those are just going to be added to it, but I think for this one it's going to be more for effect.
Okay.
So yeah, for that I want to do a brawn plus brawl of just how resounding and deep into the wood these knives hit. I'm not even particularly eager for them to hit and pin, but the force of them shattering wood next to them is more what I'm going for. And if some of them actually plant, so much the better.
Okay.
So yeah, here we go.
The noise has lessened somewhat by a lot of them being dead. Although...
Well, they're dead now.
Although, the ones that are still alive are...
Don't
They're incapacitated. They're not in the fight anymore, but they're yelling bloody murder because their skin is burning off their bodies.
Jimena is going to kind of go along the line and just be like shh.
Yep.
Just make sure.
Quit it.
Right. You get a stab. And you get a stab.
Everybody gets stabbed.
Look under your chair.
Bees.
Bees.
Right.
Bees for everyone.
It's like, look under your chair, everybody. And if you look under the cushion, like an arm comes out and just like stabs you.
Yeah.
No, it's already in there. Okay.
So. Yeah,
Jesus, Tony.
Why did you catch it?
I
I'm
didn't.
kidding. I'm kidding.
It dove head first right
Oh,
down.
thanks. It was a 10.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
What are you going to do about all these ones, though?
Nothing, because it's not my fault or my problem.
Shit.
No, it's part of your system.
I threw it on the ground.
That's where they went. Oh, hell yeah!
Would it be a finesse weaponry like normal?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yay.
Yay, no.
Just coup de grace. A bunch of scrubs.
Ooh, 4.
Trying to like. Zhenya is going to activate Strength of 10
Okay.
Noise.
and use these mangled arms of hers to crack the mast
Use these
Okay.
and then use it as a
As
a hammer.
a hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, you were a 3 before.
Okay, I guess.
Right ahead with your usual. Give yourself an extra die because you used a weaponry roll last time. Different approach. Extra die.
It's happening again. It's okay. It's okay.
You got this.
Marlena.
Yeah. I mean, there's these two jerk asses to
Yep.
potentially said. Do I get a feel of who's going for her
Well,
weapon?
one of them, you get a feeling that Eugenia has murderous intent for at least one of them.
I'm happy to be in a support stabbing role because I am not a primary stabber, as it were.
Well, you can actually help line them up for Eugenia because she's right about to use that mast as a hammer.
Beautiful.
So if you fuck up their position,
Sorry, Tony.
That's fine.
It was like,
there'll be some ship repairs.
We can plant a new one. Like,
Just imagine Breath holding like.
it's
I tried, man.
It's okay. It's okay. That one we can deal with that.
It's like
As long as the hull is fine, we're good.
It's like I know shipwright at this point, and I'm you're almost right about to like hire her from under
Once
Salvadora.
10.
10.
Oh, wait, what am I rolling to be assisty?
You know what? Let's do like a finesse weaponry.
Okay.
Random extra 2.
Unless can I
that
say
can't
that I'm
make
using
useful
I had a
anyway.
floating
what?
8.
If I
Or
use my
floating
pole
9,
instead, do I
that's-
Oh,
get
yeah,
the
sure.
roll?
Ah, enjoy.
Yeah,
So,
you can.
wait a
That
second.
makes
Where'd that
perfect
come from?
sense.
Because I don't want to get in there. I might get caught in it.
Yes. This is gonna be.
16
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, yeah, I don't want to get caught in
with a
that.
floating 3.
Yep.
I had a
I
floating
will-
2.
Rude.
Use my...
Dumb.
Was that just already sitting there, or was that from this
Yep.
one?
Do it.
It's fine. 12 is fine. 12 is more than
working
enough.
with where I think they're going to be.
Although that would have made it 14, but whatever. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine. You do notice that your fork did draw blood as it come up.
Oh, those tines
It's a
are those
factor.
tines are sharp.
Nice.
It's a factor of your extra damage that you got, that extra 2.
Oh no, I didn't want it to apply yet.
You didn't. Is it only on one, or is it on any? I thought it was on any attack that you were making.
Oh, yes, but the shit talking one, clever tongue. The first time you deal wounds, your opponent must spend 2 raises each for the wounds they would prevent.
Got it. Okay.
So that's why I'm saving it.
Perfect.
Yeah. Which I'm kind of tempted to unload on this one, but we're gonna wait.
That's my turn to get in the 11.
Okay. All right, Evine.
I think because Amanda is feeling the COVID vaccine at this point.
Yeah.
Oof, congrats.
Evine's going to nod sagely and think, they've got this one.
Yeah. Go forth, much.
And then wooble back into the shadows.
Cat. Yep. Please feel free to go catch some rest. I'll put Evine on autopilot.
Okay.
You can slide whistle back down from the crow's nest.
Slide whistle into a shadow. That seems about right.
Yeah. Please get some rest.
Good night, Nana.
I shall.
Miss me.
Thank you for playing, Amanda.
Night, Rabbit.
Bye.
All right. Well, with this, Jimena, you sort of stride gracefully with your sword drawn, just walking close by to people, clutching heads, faces, ears, wherever they got burned, and every time the yelling gets softer as you just extinguish these wounded folks one after the other. With 10, you managed to get to all of them.
Hooray!
You just very casually walk by and just put those to the sword. As this happens, Marlena, you watch where Genia is headed, and she grabs the mass with both vines. Rethold, you hear very loudly the crack of the mast.
That's fine. It's a problem for later, Rethold. It's okay. The hull is intact.
Yes.
There's no damage to the
You specifically
superstructure.
told me it's okay if we mess up the mast
That's
or the
why
deck.
that's why Rethold's not like, hey. He's like,
It's
okay.
just hard to hear, right?
Yeah.
It's just,
Rethold turns into a guy from New Jersey. Come on!
Yeah, you get it, man.
I'm appropriating the ship here.
Forget about it.
Right. Shit, this is now enough shoot of The Sopranos.
I mean, sure, Journey's playing somewhere at some point for Evine at the very least.
That's right. You hear it very faintly.
She's playing it on that fucking note thing.
Oh, the
automaton. Gross.
Yep.
Rethold's about to kill himself.
I'm done with this.
Just jumps off the ship.
With a very satisfying crack, the mast and most of the rigging, some of it is still bound by ropes, but it doesn't matter. It's like wielding a gigantic improvised nunchuck.
I just want to go whack-a-mole.
Yep. You sort of pull back a little bit as the mast sort of collapses towards you and just gives it a spin so that it goes and topples the other way. As you do that and clearly aim for one of the adjutants, you see the other one who had taken a step back take another step forward, not entirely by their own consent. Something just tugs at them so that both of them are just perfectly lined up when the mast plummets and crushes both of them.
Yes.
But I know your pole just aligns them up just perfectly. You need to do a little bit of calculation in your head.
So watch this trick
I
shot.
don't know if my
I-
hand is small enough.
I made it happen.
And you're trying not to have to cut it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you heard me crack my...
Right.
Yeah, just dislocate a few,
Just
like...
It's fine for Zykers!
Right. Dislocate all the bones of your hand.
Yeah, mine took some finagling, but I got it off.
You want some butter?
Right.
I don't want to hurt it.
Um,
Continue.
As
The
this
hard part is
happens,
getting it
yeah,
past
right.
your thumb,
We
but
don't- we
once
don't
you
need
get
to
it
watch
past
you do
there, it
this.
comes right off.
As it
Takes
happens,
into the rest of your hand, though.
Rethold, you start to unload.
Oh yeah. So for that, yeah, optimally,
Now you're
four threes.
All right.
Same again. Waist or belts, or two of the belt knives. One on the left arm, one on
Right.
the right boot, and then two more belt up to the right arm and one to the left boot.
Right.
And we'll see if any of those stick, but mostly it's for effect. So that's
three hits, right? But
and there's some and that was brawn plus intimidate. So it's
yep.
No, I'm just getting some blood back. Don't pay attention to me.
All right. So similarly to the previous one, right? Like you see, they didn't quite manage to get the fork out, so they're doing this like still pinned to the wall, knives out, and there's valiant attempts at parrying, but you can see the ability to do so starting to loosen, right? There's some grazing happening. Your last hit pins like the boot to the wall at this point and severely reduces their mobility, and you can see some of the fatigue start to settle in. As you make those shots, Rethold, there's a mist on the boat.
Oh.
Broke it.
It didn't break the Zykers, though.
It left the...
Aww.
Yeah, it left the X behind.
Right.
I can put it back together.
Mist.
You see like a sort of mist like around the boat. There's way more people on this boat than the others seem to see.
Oh,
And
tight.
almost in response to the call of the horn,
Tight.
you see some braves on the deck wielding various weaponry in various states of undress.
All right.
Okay. There's a bunch of naked people here now. Or
Yep.
almost naked.
They're
you
ghost
see,
naked people. So you
You see,
Oh, we called the...
I did. I
you
call-
see a half
You called the crew of
circle
the
of
Black
folks like almost like assembling behind you in
It's
a
like Lord of the
half moon
Rings.
kind of situation. Most of you like see kind of like the mist forming, like you see the outline of what looks like people. Like they look like
Oh,
that
that's cool.
they look like that old Polaroid that your uncle took that one time where he swears he saw a ghost, and it's basically just like a vaguely humanoid shaped like
Tight, tight, tight,
fog
tight.
piece.
We love those.
But yes, you Rethold, for you they are very clearly people
Yeah.
wielding all kinds of weaponry standing behind you, and you notice
Get 'em.
Yeah.
that the figure pinned to the bulkhead
Can
seems
also
to see
them.
those
Yeah.
figures as well.
Oh yeah.
So
Dog, what are you doing?
I will let you do another approach, Rethold. You're sort of one-on-one with this person at this point. If any of you want to assist or step into this at this point, you are more than welcome to do so.
With the masked person?
Yes.
Of course.
So for this approach, I should be able to close at this point, right? Like,
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
melee. Okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, for that, definitely, I'm actually just going to grab the knives in their hands
Right.
and just wrench them out, and if that deals damage, then great. So I'm going to disarm them. If literally, then so be it. So for that one, I'm gonna do brawn plus brawl.
Yep.
Let's do brawl. Okay. So 1 plus 10.
Anybody else stepping up to this?
I mean, I've got a mask and a hatred
Oh yeah.
for a person in a mask.
Sure.
Right. I definitely don't feel like you necessarily need my help at this point.
Right. The figures are probably a little bit clearer to you.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah. They seem, weirdly enough, even without your pattern sight, like there's like Rethold approaching this person, and there's like almost like very faint threads.
Oh, it's down here now. Okay.
Connecting him to these weird figures.
Neat.
It's my fam.
Your ancestor magic.
Let's go! Yeah.
I feel like in this particular instance, Jimena is holding back a little bit because she's torn between how badly she wants to go stabby McStabberson on that dude,
Right.
and how entirely creeped out she currently is by the weird witchy ghost juju that's happening.
Yeah. There's some. You're very clearly reminded of
fucking
a
heathen,
lot of
fucking forest,
that
heathen magic.
getting fucking flashbacks to the scary ghost forest, and she's like, oh no.
And you're also reminded of that one time where a bowl of blood was used to baptize their fucking ship.
their ship. And she's like, I really want to
That's
kill
next.
She's like, I really want to help kill that man, but also I don't want to be anywhere near this thing that is happening. So,
Yeah.
she's going to hold the rear in case something else happens.
Here's your opportunity. Not for an immediate action, but a seed for later. As you take a step back, as you're like, oh, that is, I'm not stepping up to this weird pagan shit that's happening. You pull a step back and you step on something, and you realize your boot has collided with one of these daggers that stabbed you from before. So you have a potential chance to snag one of these and study it later.
And I'll have friends for you in a minute.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Friends of the dagger.
5
Multiple
left
daggers. Because
over.
she has 6 of them. And I'm about to take 2. And then I'm going to take 2 more. And then I'm going to take
I have a 14. I have a
11.
11.
Jimena's
Since
just gonna use the cloak of one of the dead people to wrap the scare, because she's also in pain currently, because she's like, oh, it still hurts.
Yeah, it's kind of, it burns more than it should.
It stings the nostrils.
Wait, I'm just curious.
That's how you know it's working.
Whether my magic could affect these guys.
Well, you have time to run some tests and do some experiments.
But I mean, I'm also gonna hold my action, so to speak.
Alright, so Rethold is gonna go for a disarm. I'll let you decide so it doesn't sort of impede on what your approaches are, how you're converging on this figure. Rethold, you'll go first. You do some damage as you grab the knives and wrestle them, because there's a strong grip holding them. So you hear a little bit of cracking as you yank a little bit closer and manage to wrestle both knives out. So yeah, there's a little bit of extra damage.
For that, definitely. So when they first take damage, they have to pay double to soak.
Yep.
And then it also inflicts the 2 extra.
Yep.
From Hunter the Mighty.
Yeah. There's no soak to this, and it hurts.
But yeah, I basically think that we would then get it. I would find a rhythm very fast with Zhenya to remove daggers, whap, and then I move back in.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was a 16.
Yep.
Jania. You basically unload on this person and just wreck their body.
Carnage.
They're still pinned to the bulkhead. Almost a little bit to your surprise, they're not immediately dead. They're on the way. But there is a resolve in the face of adversity that keeps them up. There is a copious amount of blood now that gets coughed out of their mouth as Rethold moves also back in, and this figure is just like shattered against the bulkhead. The mask is broken on their face, and their face is bloodied, so you do see feminine features underneath, clearly Castilian. There is an attempt to stay strong in the face of just immense pain. Clearly, they are in a tremendous amount of pain at this point. Having had a bunch of their bones shattered, clearly internal damage from the amount of blood now escaping their mouth. Hands kind of shattered by Rethold as well, so you just unload and now they're kind of limply, sadly, like the fork pinned to the top, like, you know, holding them off against the bulkhead as they start to sag.
Jenny's gonna shrink back down to her original form. You torture people because we are different.
It's not a good look for you.
There's a shuddering, right, as speaking seems to be difficult at this point. She looks at you and looks at Rethold, and basically says, Castille is coming. Your days are numbered.
I welcome them.
Castille?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
From the back, you hear like, "That's cute."
I hope you are
we
feeling
don't care.
everything you've inflicted on others right now.
She, between a couple cuffs, says, I know where I'm headed.
No, you don't.
But the Cardinal will burn Odisseo before he lets it run free.
Oh, those are the wrong things to say.
You activated.
Shania steps aside. Because I know what the smell of burning hair smells like.
Jimena can improvise without rolling on athletics. Yeah, as soon as she says Cardinal, suddenly there's a sword in her throat.
Yeah.
No, I'm surprised.
Rethold, there's another lingering look on you before Jimena approaches, and she clearly sees the retinue around you. And you see a flicker of doubt for a second.
Oh, good.
In those eyes, as her eyes sort of go around, and almost like in response, like you feel those figures like stepping closer to you, like arms folded, carrying weapons.
I'm sure right as she's trying to French kiss him and his rapier, I just sort of give like an eyebrow to be like, I don't think you know where you're going.
Jesus!
What the fuck?
So I should probably walk into the hallway.
Oh. That was very, very sharp. Holy shit.
There is a moment of doubt as her eyes set very clearly on the ghostly figures at your side. Right next to you, like there's a woman that looks like she's been carved out of granite. She's like a good head taller than you.
Yeah.
And you hear, nobody else around hears, but it's pretty clear that the lady pinned to the bulkhead also hears. Let them come, because we'll stand with this one.
And I'm just grinning like a Cheshire, and I'm like, I just sort of like let the daggers clatter.
Yep. And as her eyes widen a little bit, she sort of turns to Jimena marching decisively upon her, and her life is cut.
Yeah.
And in that moment, as life escapes her, there is a... Maybe I'm not so sure as to where I'm going, after all.
Good. I know where you're going.
I put all my ordnance away, I grab 2 of the daggers, and I start clearing decks. Is there... I'm cleaning the ship. There's no one below deck at this point, is there?
No.
Okay.
There's no one below deck, and if you look around, the steps that carried you here are gone. So are the stones.
Tight.
The ship is sort of bobbing very slowly
I'm
in the
privately
water.
relieved that I was not wrong about that.
You feel not quite a voice, Marilena, but just the feeling of so long as you remain righteous and on this path, this place will help you. So yes, now you have an extra.
That's what I've been
ship.
saying this whole time.
Is there there's nothing cool in the hole? Just supplies for a quick voyage.
There's actually more of that weaponry in the hold. Not a ton of these like bad juju
Extra daggers.
daggers, and Jimena, you can collect a few actually if you
6 right
so
there.
decide.
Yep. She's got a whole cloak, so.
Yep. But there's weapons. Pistols, rifles, swords, daggers, axes. There's some pikes in there as well.
We love those.
I love a good
So
pike.
basically just
Pole arms OP.
gearing up for weaponry. There's nothing much else, although Rethel, to your glee, there's straight up coinage aboard the ship.
Oh, we absolutely love that because then we can purchase more goods.
There's some coffers, obviously some kind of discretionary fund for whatever these troops needed. There's a spot that looks like it was holding documents, but most of it is pretty. There's nothing like super incriminating.
That we didn't already know. Yeah,
they were pretty careful with keeping anything like in writing. There's a couple letters exchanged, but nothing super juicy, right? But yeah, you also find food supplies in there. Basically, like you decent bounty.
Yeah.
Right. This ship looks like it was good and able to operate off coast, right? Like independently for some time, which is probably what they were doing, right? Like just staying just slightly off water, right? Like and using boats to sort of reach the coast and go through that secret spot. They're going to be in a position now to reinforce that area as well and sort of block off that piece as an exit. And of course, now that you own the company that this connects to,
I'm like, we can actually, we can use it as another avenue.
Yeah.
Should we need something that's not surface streets?
Yep.
But yeah, cool. We signal one of the other boats to tow this into dock because it's going to need repairs.
Yep.
And we start. I see if I can get a crew to start refitting it.
What's the shipwright lady? The lady who runs the Ilsa or
Oh yeah.
whatever her name is.
Yeah, she's the one that is
The one
almost about to be hired by Red
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah.
I like her.
the lady who works for Salvadora.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like it starts with an I.
Inga.
Inga.
Yep.
I just imagine her being like, "What the actual fuck?" and all of us just pointing at Zhenya and being like,
Yep.
"This one."
Yep. That's Inga Fisher.
Yeah, Inga.
Yeah, but you know,
Stab my friend.
I'm like, considering the amount of ordnance we can bring to bear, that's an easy fix.
Between were creatures and fire, and like the fact that you minimize collateral damage is always good, right?
Some of us were trying harder than
Oh,
others.
and also, so sorry, but right, how long do the ghosts linger?
They actually stay for a little bit after this lady passes on.
Okay, because after we do a quick deck clear before we calculate the spoils, I would like to go up on deck and I take out a couple of my knives and I draw some runes on the deck in the blood, and I ask the ghosts to bless the ship,
right?
So that I can give it a Valsigna as part of its one of its backgrounds.
You actually see a few of them start singing songs that you know. A couple of them like kneel on the ground and touch the runes. The tall lady from earlier that sort of leads the chant, and the figures help in this endeavor. And before the mist carries them away, they remind you we're right at your side.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need that.
We're sitting and drinking and exchanging tales of heroism, but we're not so busy with revelry that we can't join one more great battle.
Nice.
Oh, we'll get you one. Do you want to send me what type of ship this was?
Yes,
later.
I'll
Okay.
send you the info and I'll send you the full bounty.
Cool.
We're gonna
Yeah.
call this one here. It seems like a good point. Good work. Get your 4 XP. We'll reconvene next time with more preparations for war, but also preparations for a wedding, because this needs to happen before the war hits the shore.
One war and a wedding. Yeah.
Before spring happens.
Yep.
Or before spring leaves.
Yep.
Because then we're gonna run out of time, and if we didn't get enough positive interaction, my flower meter will not be high enough.
You're gonna get the bad ending.
No, I don't want a bad ending.
You didn't answer the right things. Now and I have to get married under cannon fire, and
Well, that's beautiful.
I mean, no, that's not dramatic, but
Gotta give him the 21 gun salute.
yep.
Have him do the. Although, which one would you hit on the ass? You're giving them a full naval wedding.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Neither of them are Navy. I mean, you.
Huh?
I was like, neither of them would be Navy.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, because if we're already giving them the 21 gun salute,
Yeah. Yep.
then they gotta do the going under the swords, and then when you get to the last person, one of them slaps the wife on the ass with their sword.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, try.
I've seen it happen several times because.
I met with Zhenya.
No, I know. But.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Oh, I thought we were talking about.
Oh, but it's 2 weddings and one.
Yeah, I thought we were talking about the
Nice.
other wedding.
Oh.
I didn't know we were talking about.
Oh, well, Zhenya and Ricardo, it's
Yeah.
it needs to happen before spring is over.
Yeah. But
Yes. The Grand Avocado. He's
Yeah, that's
married.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we know.
I'm sorry.
I agree. Okay. Say goodnight, Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Night,
Internet.